Let's go, let's go, let's go. It is Saturday morning. Hey, if I got energy, then you got energy. I am not here alone. I am not by myself. Shout out to you guys being here. I appreciate everybody that showed up this morning. Make sure you got a cup of coffee. I don't care if your favorite bottled water. I don't care if you got a smoothie in your hand. We got a great live stream going on this morning here on Andrea and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. We got 57 people in the building right now. That means
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah,
Oprah coming next. Therefore, you know what that means. That's because
you better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with me. We're gonna have the Detroit, Michigan combo today. I said it. You're going to have myself and our special guest, Anton Daniels, is going to be here today. And we're going to be doing some conversation in regards to his business experiences, his travel experience, his just relocating down to the great state of Florida, him and his family, his great family. And we're going to be talking about YouTubers. So some advice for new YouTubers. We're going to be discussing that as well, because many of us know that Anton has been extremely successful, as well as others that we know on YouTube. We got 74 people in the building. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. If you haven't clicked that subscribe, come on, man. What you doing? What you doing? Clicking that like button really does, according to how the algorithm works, it introduces other individuals into the live stream. Let us get us some music going on before we do the shout outs. Let's get ready to get some music going on. Let's see if this will hit. Oh, yeah. No, let's get a different one. Let's see if we turn that up. Let's ride that one. Saturday morning, we're going to ride that one out right there for a second. Let me turn that mic down just a little bit. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get ready with these shout outs. First one is my man with the super chat, my man Jimmy Jam in the building. Salute, Andre. Salute, Anton. Good morning, everyone, with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Starting off the day with that. Shout out to you guys with the super chats, the super stickers, and the cash apps. Also, my man Jonathan is in the building. Good morning to the chat. He said, Andre, I'm glad that you can talk to our brother AD. Yes, sir. About different passport bros and passport pookies. Yes. And if you guys have a few questions you want to ask, you can ask. We're going to have Anton here for about an hour. So shout out to Anton for being here and giving up his time. I know he's going to be busy. We're going to start our interview with Anton right around 11 o'clock. So right around 11 o'clock, Anton should be here. So this means this is our time. The next like 40, 15, 20 minutes is our time. Shout out to my man St. Cyr in the building. Shout out to you being here. I appreciate you being here, brother. I appreciate you being here. There we go. Oh, yeah. St. Cyr says this morning streams soundtrack Passport Bros by Havana. Oh, Cologne of the day is actually Mason Francis. I don't know if you guys can see that. Mason Francis Alhambra. Oh, no, Mason Francis Kirkjohn. My bad. I guess you can't see through the bottle. Well, the name of it is called Satin Oud. Satin Oud. It's a amber vanilla scent. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good time Grego's in the building as well. Shout out to you, Grego. I'm happy today. You know why I'm happy? That is why your boy is happy today. If no other reason a man has to be happy on this live stream is because we got a passport. I'll be turning the music down later, but right now we're going to keep this music rocking and rolling. My man, For Profits is in the building. Shout out to you. Them Cleveland boys at it again. Shout out all the way up and down Euclid Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to those that used to attend Shaw High School and all the other high schools. Shout out to all those that are still standing on the corner on Clare Avenue. Shout out to St. Clair in Cleveland, Ohio. And my man Dave in the building. He said, good morning, Andre, Anton, and family. He said, good day to all, to everybody. And my man Don. Hey Don, I got your emails. I'm going to respond to today. I found your emails that you were telling me about. Shout out to you. He says, good morning, big bro, and the chat, as well as my man G.S. Lewis in the building. G.S. Lewis is here. You already know what that means.
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
This is established as a place of truth on this live stream. He say the General is in the building. I like that, the General. Good morning, beautiful people. Yes, we are beautiful people. And moderator of the year, my man Charles. He say, Dawn, normally I'd be watching Premium League. I'm glad that you're here, man. I'm glad that you're here. He say, no drops. He say, please. He say, peace to the fire intro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He say, let's get it. Triple the Dallas stand up. I don't know what the Dallas stand up is. Y'all gonna quit throwing words at me as if I'm still living in the States. Y'all don't know. Y'all know I do not live in the States. I don't remember some of the terms and the buzzwords. Money Mitch is in the building. Shout out to you, Money Mitch. Shout out to you. And my boy with one of my favorite YouTube names, the Black Scorpion, is in the building. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Also, guys, make sure you click that like button. That's very important to invite other individuals into the live stream. And like I always say, because you click that like button.
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
Oprah coming next, man. That's why we got Black Scorpion in here. And my man Will Page is in the building. Good morning, people. Good morning, people. I hope you guys got your smoothie, your coffee. I hope some of you guys got a chance to go for a walk or go to the gym this morning. Shout out to the guys that are working first shift this Saturday. You know your boss ain't going to be there. So you know how working on Saturday is. So you can listen to the live stream today. My man Black Nubian once again. Them Canadian boys are at it again, Mom. They at it again.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Them Canadian boys are at it again, Mom. They're at it again. Shout out to Black Nubian with the $2 super sticker. And oh man, Assad. I hope I pronounced that correct. So, I hope I pronounced it correctly, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, kind sir. Good morning, kind sir. And Technique is in the building. Shout out to you. You say, what's up, Andre? And Andrea and to Anton. Yes, Anton will be here at 11 o'clock. So in about a good 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. But this is just our time. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to you guys who have supported the channel thus far. We've been growing. In the last 3 months, we've gotten over 10,000 subscribers in the last 3 months. I'll say that again because of all you guys, not because of us and not because of my big mouth, but because of all you guys who have subscribed to the channel. We've gotten over 10,000 YouTube subscribers in the last 3 months. Shout out to you guys. So that means I really get my Spanish down. It was one thing to not know Spanish and it was just me. But now all you guys are showing up. I got to get my Spanish down. Shout out to you guys. Oh, we got the Finker boys in the building.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Oh, we got them Finker boys on the west side Detroit in the building. Shout out to you, man. I'm east side. Warren, Jefferson, Alta Road, Canfield, Dickerson, Gratiot. What else? We lived everywhere, all over the east side. Oh man, right off Warren, Forest, Algonquin. I'm throwing some east side streets out at you. Let me think of some more. Of course, Woodward is right down the middle of the city, but yeah, man, I'm east side. We lived on the west side like one time off Rosa Park Boulevard. Shout out to all you Grand River boys in Detroit.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Salute to my man Jay Fleming in the building. What did I do right this morning? My man Jay is here. We got 107 people in the building, and we got Jay Fleming. You know what that means. That means Oprah's coming next.
Oprah coming next.
That's what that means. There, Make sure you guys subscribe. We got 108 people in here. Make sure that many of you subscribe to Jay Fleming's channel. Make sure, bring that beat back. Oh yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that. And guys, make sure if you don't hear my mic, or if I hesitate, or if I pause, just let the brother know. Let me know how I'm doing this morning. There we go. There we go. The mic sounds right. That's good. My man Timothy Wright is in the building. Loyalty with love. Good morning. Shout out to you, brother Timothy, with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that in such a way. In such a way. And my man Carlos is here. Are you gonna hit me with the Espanol, Carlos? He said, Buenos moco de studio in the United States. Oh man, Como. And I should know what Como. Como Bay or Como Ba. Como. I'm ruining that one. And thanks, Los. Thanks, Los. Before anytime you guys challenge me with my Spanish, anytime you write something in Spanish, I'm going to at least try to pronounce it, even though I ruin it. Let me know how I did, Los, with my pronunciation. Let me know, was from 1 to 10. Did I do a 4? Did I do a 5? Let me know how I did. Shout out to you, brother. As well as shout out to my man, the Southern Vegan, my man LJ, who's always here with the $4.99. We're having a great morning, guys. It is just a little after 10:30. It's like 10:48 right now here in Cali, Colombia, Eastern time. Andrea and Anton on the same live. It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing. Salute, chat. Let's go. Yes, sir. We got 113 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. I really do. Oh, we got 120 people in here. I stand corrected. Click that like button. I like you. I really do. Make sure you like us too. Shout out to my man VCO in the building, Mr. W himself. Shout out to y'all. Y'all bring some more Espanol. Let's see if I can get that one. Let's see if I can get that one. Mi gente. You say, Kik, mi gente. Salute. Oh, salute to you. Salute. I know that's salute to my family, but I don't know what the KIK is. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Actually, I got Spanish studies right after this live stream. Yeah, I got to get it down, brother. I got to get it down. It's been too many years since I've been here. AR in the building. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Peace and blessings to you and yours as well. My man, killing it with the white on. I'm not mad at you, brother. I am not mad at you. Let's scroll down. Chalupe is in the building. Shout out to you. Good morning to you as well, kind sir. As well as we got oh man, let me see if I can get that one. Mafia Warrior Entertainment. Shout out to you, brother. He said, I stopped working. He said, I stopped watching Anton 2 years ago because of his mastermind. I'm glad to see that he is keeping grown and family and come around. Yeah. Nobody is perfect. None of us are. None of us are. There's always room for growth. I like how you put that, brother, because that's absolutely correct for all of us. None of us has got this thing called life down to a science. And at 56 years old, I just realized that I don't have this thing called life down to a science. So everything that you just said, brother, is 1000% correct. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. And if you got a YouTube channel, all content creators, I'm going to say this again, all content creators, if you have a YouTube channel, do us a favor, drop your channel in the link. We got 125 people in here. We should all have access to your channel so we can subscribe. I don't care if you got 50 subscribers or if you got 55,000 subscribers. Drop your channel in the link if you are a serious content creator. Now, if you're a content creator, you just making booty bait videos and you just trying to come up on just showing ladies' butts. No, don't drop your link. But if you got a channel that you're really trying to let it grow and you just starting off or you're advanced, make sure that you drop your channel in the chat so we can all subscribe, so we can all come up together. Betty's in the building. Shout out to you. Life 8081 in the building. And the West Side Ninjas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Now, are you talking about that West Side, or are you talking about this West Side? Either one, I appreciate you being here, brother. My man Steve is always in the building. Grand Rising, Andre early today. I could tell your boy got some sleep. I went, took my butt right to bed after the live stream last night. Got some good sleep. Got up about 7 o'clock in the morning. Went for a nice brisk walk. Went upstairs to the terrace because we have a nice, beautiful terrace upstairs, and just had a time of motivation. Ate some oatmeal with some cinnamon and some honey and sliced apples in it. Said hello to my plant Dorothy as I was walking out the door, and then came back and enjoyed my wife as far as just her making coffee and just getting ready for the day. Just getting ready for the day. Shout out to my man David being in the building as well. Shout out to my man David being in the building. Let me give him there we go. And my man Prescott is in the building. Shout out to you. He say the hype. Let's go. Y'all know how we do, guys. You already know how we do. This ain't the first crime we did together. This won't be the last crime we do together. You guys are co-conspirators in this thing. We're up early in the morning on Saturday morning. I ain't mad at us. Shout out to my man Timothy with the $5 super chat. He says, in the brightest day, in the darkest night. Come on now. No evil shall escape my sight. I love it. He said, let those who worship evil's might, hyenas, beware of my power, passport light. For all of you that are not Green Lantern fans, that is the quote from Green Lantern of the DC comic books. And yes, that's the quote that all that work as a Green Lantern must know that quote when it comes to their light. And so it is with their ring, their power ring. So it is with the passport light. That was a great quote, man. I like how you put that together with the passport bro movement, because that is what it's all about. The fact that we have access, and I mean this, the fact that we have access to most of the world, that if one country doesn't work for you, you have the opportunity to go to another country without dropping your head. I remember this. Hey, Timothy, check it. I remember I was in a chat with some sisters, and they were saying, well, if it falls apart, you go come back to the States. Y'all all come back to the United States. I said, baby, if it fell apart in Colombia, I got another 189 countries to go see. I said, there is no way I'm heading back to the United States full time. I would do it part time, but but full time back to the United States, that would never happen again. Them days are over. Shout out to my man being in the building. All right, we got them Detroit boys at it again.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
All right. We're going to have our guest come up in a few moments. We got Anton here already. So we're going to be pulling him up in a second. But let me get to you guys who are... What? Oh, shoot. We got Snuggles in the building. We got drop the link. No, Snuggles, we don't have a link. We're only just going to be doing an interview with Anton. Shout out to Anton Daniels being in the building. We appreciate once again that he's using his busy schedule to come up, because he has just as many businesses and channels to focus on, and his family. So shout out to him, brother. And since Snuggles is here, I already know.
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we got 5 more minutes for the shout outs, and then we're going to bring up our special guest. He said, good morning, all. My man Christopher's in the building. You guys already know. He said, Dre, I said Triple D. Okay, cool. He said Triple D in Dallas, Texas. Okay, I got you. I got it now, Charles. Thanks, brother, for the clarity. AR's in the building. You know how we do. That's a habit. We're all here together. He said, so Dre, he said, shout out Dre. He said, Anton, meaning Anton. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, brother. He said, representation is Rosedale. Oh, Rosedale Park representing.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Shout out to my man Vet being in the building one more time, Betty. He says, salute fam. My wife and I are buying property in let's see. Oh, Papillon. Hey, I ain't mad at you, brother. I am not mad at you. In the mountains. That's a good area. That's a good area. Thanks for all the gems. Much appreciation. Hey, bro, when y'all get that spot and everything settled, y'all have a house, housewarming gathering, man. Let us know, man. That's a really nice area, bro. I ain't mad at you. We've been to so many cities. And my man 7A in the building. Shout out to you, brother. In the building representing Replay Gang on the west side. On the west side. Let's bring the west side back up. All right, we're on the 3-minute countdown before we bring up our special guest. Shout out to you. My man Alex is in the building as well. Alex is here representing. Shout out to you. Salute, Andre. Salute to you, kind sir, and the crew. The rave now, off the chain. For all you guys that haven't had a chance to enjoy the rave now. Let's see if I got to pull it up. Sit in the front. I'm telling you guys, rave is in the front. And the now is in the back. It is a pineapple scented cologne. Bruh. God dang. That smells so good. Man, I probably smelled this thing 100 times, man, and it still smells like the first time I smelled it. Like, God dang. Bruh, you talking about a compliment beast. And it's only $30 on Amazon. That's the crazy part. It is that's why I tell God, I would not, until the new owners of Creed Aventus, they just sold the company again, until the new owners of Creed Aventus bring back the Creed Aventus formula prior to 2018-17, that formula from 2011. Once they bring that back, I'll buy Creed. But until then, no. Give me some rave now. No. The new Creed over the last 5-6 years, no pineapple is trash, and more trash. I'm quick to say that. Flatboy, man, I must be doing something right. We got them East Side boys in the building. Flatboy Wave, them Jersey boys doing what they do. Make sure you guys subscribe to Flatboy Wave channel, man. This brother does great work. And the last person we're going to give a shout out to, I can't grab everybody, is my boy Will, who's always down here. See, Will, why you want to do that? I don't have time to. If I had time, I would go through everything. But since I don't have time and we got our special guest pulled up already, I don't have a chance to read it all for you, Will. And shout out my man Grabbing Harlan in the building as well, and my man Easy Breeze TV. Once again, like I mentioned before, guys, if you are a content creator, such as my man, the Kosher Commission, make sure that you drop your channel. Make sure that you drop your channel so we all can subscribe. We got 163 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. I really do. Make sure you like us too, because we already know
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
Let me turn that down. And let's bring this music here. Oh, yeah, you guys liked that music yesterday. Oh, let me see if it was this one. No, not that one. Let me make sure. Oh, let's get our grown man on. Yeah, we get on Saturday morning grown man. This reminds me of Detroit when my mom used to be cleaning up. Listen to WGPR. Oh, yeah, I saw that smile, Anton. Them Detroit boys in the house. Hey, I'm going to let you guys know, man. I have been following Anton for maybe a year plus, and he's just like me. He brings the truth for a reason. When I was incarcerated, one of the things that I learned about men, and let me know if the music's too high, guys. One thing I learned about men, we learn on our pillows, gentlemen. We learn on our pillows. What do I mean by that? You can tell a man a truth right in front of him, and he'll fuss you down. until he's by himself on his pillow. And all of a sudden, the reality of what a person told them suddenly kicks in. That's what I noticed about Anton. When he says something to a woman or to a guy on his channel during consultation, there's a lot of fussing and cussing and disagreement. But when cameras go off, and that's why you guys often hear me say, I'm talking to you like cameras are off. Because I know a lot of times as men, we don't hear until cameras off, we're on our pillow. And a lot of the advice that I have picked up myself from Anton, as well as others, are advice that when I first heard him say it, I was like, I agree. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me think about that. That makes sense. And so I appreciate all that Anton has done with his channels. I appreciate what he's done for other channels. And for those that are moderators, make sure that you, as Anton tells you about his Millionaire Morning channel, make sure that you drop the link to that so guys subscribe, as well as the Anton Daniels channel that comes on at night. Shout out to Anton for also being there for those of us that were watching him on New Year's Eve. Let me bring up our special guest because he does so many amazing things. There go that East Side boy right there. That Detroit boy right there. Are you East Side, West Side?
West Side.
Oh, no, you got to go.
Yeah, West
You gotta back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with this man. How's your morning going that time?
Man, it's going phenomenal. I had to make a couple runs early in the morning. But I'm good, man. I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be kicking it with you, bro.
I'm glad to be kicking it with you too, man. I actually saw your interview with Aaron, of the Passport Bro movement, a while back. I saw that interview. Excellent interview. Aaron's one of my closest dudes. Huh?
I said thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's get ready to get started because, guys, let me know if the music is just right. Is it too loud? Is it just right? Because I don't want to be too loud because you know how big my mouth is. It's cool for me, but I don't want to have it too loud for our guests. Let's get started in regards to some of the questions that I've actually written down. You know, I'm a note taker, bad nature. For those that claim that they don't know who you are, give us a brief synopsis on. Because I know that if I'm not mistaken, you're Cass Tech grad. Aren't you?
That's correct. Yep. Cass Tech, downtown Detroit, Cass Tech. That's correct. You got it right.
Yes, sir, man. Because you Cass Tech dudes, y'all smarter than the average bear. So we already know. We already know. Soon as we saw the Cass Tech building, most of us in the city could just ride by. That's it. That's Cass Tech there. So we could just look at it.
I'm a lifetime C student, right? So I went there, but you know, I'm not necessarily the sharpest knife in the tool shed, which obviously I think that played into my favor because it just forced me to work a little bit harder. It forced me to be a little bit more situationally aware. Because, you know, coming from Detroit and being a lifetime C student, you know, the odds is not supposed to be in my favor. It's not supposed to be in any of our favor, right? Even when it comes to women, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to finances. But the reality is that we actually at the top of the totem pole and we don't even realize it. But I think that's why it's so important for people like you in the space, because you show, you know, what's possible. You show why it's needed to have these cultural experiences. You show why it's important for us to continue to grow and to continue to support each other, because you know, let it come to society or let it come to women or let it come to people that's bitter. They'll tell us what we ain't supposed to be when in reality, we at the top of the totem pole. So, yeah, man, that's why I love watching you, man, because you tell the truth.
One of the things I love about watching your content is that you remind me of 100% Detroiter. We're factory folk. We're roll up your sleeves, UAW. That's what we're overtime people. There is no clocking in, clocking out for Detroiters. Just a Midwest folks. All you Midwesterners, we don't believe in clocking in, clocking out. It's just in our DNA. That's what we always saw. And so you think that played into the success that you have as a father, as a husband, as a family man, and as a businessman, that Detroit side of you? Because I could say, looking back in hindsight, it has for me.
Well, I think so because, okay, so let me say this. I'm local 600, right? Meaning that I was right there in Dearborn, which is literally a sister city to Detroit, For those of y'all that's not familiar, we call it Metro Detroit. So it's the surrounding cities around Detroit. And Dearborn is where Ford headquarters are. They used to have it named Ford Steel. It was a steel division of Ford Motor Company. And then they changed it to Rouge Steel, which is still basically was the same company, but it was owned by, it wound up getting bought out by Russians, I believe. But it changed names multiple different years. But when I was there, it was a steel mill, and it was Local 600, which is the exact same UAW local as the plant workers over at Ford, but we was over at the steel mill or whatever. And we used to grind, man. I mean, some days we would work 16 hours a day, some days 7 days a week, but we was going to get it because we knew that, it was an unlimited amount of resources that was available to us, but it was just a matter of how often you wanted to grind and how much you wanted to do it, because you could work as much overtime as you wanted to. And that was kind of the dream growing up in Detroit, is that you wanted to get in the plant. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to make sure that you got that plant job because you knew you was going to make a lot of money. You was going to get those A-plan papers in order to get a discount off your Ford, Chrysler, GM. Yep. And, you was going to get good benefits. You was going to be a part of the union, which it was going to be hard to fire you. And you can make as much money as you want. But I think that hustler spirit in general, I think that's somewhat what's missing in society today, because we're so digital, we're so tech focused, we're so coddled, everything is a lot easier. They didn't get the lessons of what you had to do physically in order to really get to the bag, which now it translates a little bit differently, because now it's like, okay, well, this is easy. You telling me all I got to do is power up my computer and make sure that I take care of business and live stream for a couple hours, and then I can also have another source of income from my regular job because I'm working remote, and I can get that income, and then I could leverage it and finesse it over this side and hustle it up on that side and have that. So this is easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what real work looked like. I know what feeling like being in those steel pits and scraping out the scraps and being on the pickling line and standing next to them hot coals, or going out into the shipping yard and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We made a lot of money, but we had to hustle. This is nothing. And when I see people complaining and they saying, oh, I can't do it, or oh, it's too hard, or I don't know how y'all so consistent, man, bro, this is the easiest bag that I've ever gotten in my life. And all I got to do is hustle, grind, and implement the same things, except I can chill in the crib and be comfortable with all of this air conditioning with that great view outside, and I'm chilling, man, sign me up all day long, bro.
Absolutely. And I like how you put that, as far as, because I'm east side Detroit, Hamtramck plants.
I know where you at. I know where you was at.
It's the same thing as far as the opportunities, and now you see it translated over here. And I still got all the burn marks on my hands from moving parts that just coming out of the furnaces. I still got burn marks on my legs, those little sparks that I got. So believe you me, I got burn sparks on my arms. Yep. And it did what you had to do for those 12 hours, 16 hours. And if they offer you that OT, you're gonna get it. One thing that I do like that you did, I just watched the video and we showed a clip of it last night. When you were at the gas station a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, you were in Detroit. You were just showcasing your wife's Porsche truck. Shout out to you in regards to that blessing for your wife. Yeah. And you were talking about the gentleman that you did mentorship with. He was worth $100,000 as far as his job was concerned, and you made him realize, don't lean on that.
Nope.
Get you a side career. Because that's not guaranteed. Yep. And the larger money fell off by the wayside. But because he had that, he didn't lean on it, and he had the side job, he was able to pivot and continue to stack his money, continue to grow, and now he has a nice pool of money to invest in other areas, such as if he wants to invest in real estate or REIT or any other opportunities that are out there. Mm-hmm. Could you give our audience a synopsis in regards to, do you make that same type of recommendation for most people that you do mentorship with, for them to have some type of side hustle? Don't lean on what you do, because, and I'm going to end it with this. The reason why that caught me so much, what you did, Anton, with the guy that made $100,000 a year, and you still told him to get a side hustle, a side job, was because most guys don't realize statistically over 40% of individuals that make $100,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. There's for over 25%. No, I'm sorry, 33% of those that make $250,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. So when you said that resonated with me. Like, he's right, but for most people that are making 100,000 or trying to get to 100,000, they don't realize having a side job or a side hustle is still a must-have.
100%. And the thing about it is that what people don't realize is that they think that, okay, let me eliminate this myth right now, right? They think that a lot of people, not they, but a lot of people believe that wealth is silent, and it's not true. They'll also use a statistic that shows the lifestyle of most millionaires. And it's a myth, right? And the myth is that most millionaires are not based off of how much money that they have inside of their bank account. If you say, okay, well, this person is a millionaire and he's worth $5 million, I can guarantee you that a lot of that is tied up in his investments, it's tied up in his home or homes. It's not liquid. Now, does he have access to be able to get to money, or does he have access to be able to source out a lot of money in order to do whatever it is that he want to do or live his lifestyle? Absolutely. But money is loud. And the reason why people that have money is less likely to make themselves available to people that don't is because they don't want that jealousy to come upon them. But when you get in front of people that actually have resources, it's not about how much money you make, right? It's never about how much money you make. Money is a tool. That's it. It's just a tool. And so when I have conversations with people and I say, oh, okay, so you're now making 100 bands, you will realize very quickly that, first of all, you jump from a 12% tax bracket to a 22% tax bracket. Once you cross that $80,000 threshold, if you're a single man, you just, it's much lower as a single man, but as a married man, you cross that threshold, you jump 10%. And so unless you making 110, 120, really that only feels like 190. And so it don't feel no different once you cross from that 78, 79, $80,000 threshold and then getting to 100,000. But people look at the numbers and then they adjust their lifestyle to fit what it is that they feel like that number is. And even when they do these calculations, let me get a little bit long-winded real quick. When they do these calculations, like let's just say they say, how much home can you afford? Well, how much money do you make? They don't take into account how much you net, how much you take home. Even when we talk about these business owners, oh, this business makes this amount of money. If you study any of these companies on the stock market, you look at the hospitality industry, you look at airlines, right? Those companies are upside down. Delta, American Airlines, they have just as many liabilities as they have assets, right? And so when you start to break these things down and you look at it and you say, okay, well, Delta grows $3.4 billion this quarter, but their margin, the amount of money that they actually made was only $100 million, and it was in a negative the quarter before. It's the same way with our regular lives. So what we'll do a lot of times is we'll meet a threshold and then we say, oh, okay, I can go and get that Mercedes. Okay, I can go and get that BMW. Okay, I can start spreading out a little bit. But see, I teach people, or I advocate for people to hold it down. Let's just say, for example, you used to making $40,000, $50,000 a year, right? And then you start to get to a space within the next couple of years, you start making 100 grand, 110, 120. And let me just say this, for us men, you can get there, bro. You absolutely are going to get there. You don't even reach the apex of your earnings until you're in your late 50s, early 60s. So even when y'all start to talk to these women and they start to tell y'all what y'all ain't, remember, when you vetting for a woman that you want to be around you vetting for where you going, not for where you at. Because she's going to decline. And so the value that she adds into your life has to be substantiated based off of where you going versus where it is that you at. Because that's why they say they don't want to date based off of potential. They want you to already be there. But let me get back to what I was saying, right? You're going to make a lot of money, but you have to develop the habits early that allows for you to continue to get rich. Getting rich is not based off of how much money you make. It's based off of how much discipline you have. Let me say it one more time. It's not based off of how much money you make. It's based off of how much discipline you have. Even my lifestyle today, right? Everything that I do, if it's not business related, if it's not a write-off, my personal expenses is less than $1,500 a month. My personal is less than $1,500 a month. And I learned that from going broke in 2008, 2007. But what I also learned was that I didn't have to maintain my lifestyle based off of what everybody else around me was doing. What I did was I adjusted my lifestyle based off of what was convenient for me. And then I deployed every single dime, every single thing that I have, even to this very day. Every dime that I make, 98% of it, 97% of it, it all goes back into investments. And so I let those investments then pay for my lifestyle, right? And then most of my lifestyle is based off of the fact that I'm a content creator, the fact that I own this business, the fact that I'm in real estate. I can justify a lot of these business expenses as write-offs. But the point is that I still make sure that I only live off of a minimal amount of money. My personal expenses, I live off of a minimal amount of money in order to maintain a lifestyle. And then the rest of it continues to work for it, because I look at that as every dollar is an employee. Every dollar got to be going out and getting it. It's like having a chick that's on a strip, right? If you tricking her out, that trick, she need to be going out and getting more money. She need to be going out and also recruiting other women, right? And so every dollar is an employee. The stuff that I work for is mine. I want that working for me. Now, whatever it else that they bring in, then that's what we're going to trick off on. That's what we're going to have a fun time with. So a lot of these guys, they adjust their lifestyle, and most of it is just to impress people that don't care anything about them. If you buying a car just to get a woman, you're doing it the wrong way. If you buying a car because it actually makes sense for you from a business perspective, and then the woman is going to come with it, then that's a completely different way of looking at it, right? And so you got to look at it differently. Wealth is a mindset. The money is already going to be there. It's already waiting for you. You're going to make a lot of it. But can you be disciplined enough to actually make the money work for you longer term versus spending a whole lot of time trying to impress a bunch of people that don't even care nothing about you?
That reminds me of the motivational speaker, Jim Rohn. He was a speaker in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And Jim Rohn said, when he finally made a millionaire, his mentor told him, he said, he was so proud. He was like, we finally made $1 million. He said, I told my mentor I made it to $1 million. Yep. He said, my mentor looked at me and said, well, it's time for you better start thinking like a millionaire, or that million's going to be gone. In other words, he was telling me it was about the mindset. You can have $1 million, but if your mind is not that of a person that's disciplined with $1 million, his mentor was letting him, Jim, you're going to lose that $1 million. So yeah, we see
these dudes that make 40, 50, 60, $100 million in the league. On average, these football players, listen, I can go on eBay right now and I can go and get me a Super Bowl ring. I can go on eBay right now and I can go and get me an NBA championship ring from any year. Any year. These dudes are broke, but it's not because they didn't make a lot of money. It's because they didn't understand the mindset that came with wealth. They made a lot of money, but wealthy is also a mindset, right? So they didn't have the mindset because they got it too early and they crashed out and they spent it and they made, all of those cars, think about it. All of the cars that had the TVs and the headrests back, nobody cares about that stuff no more, right? Nobody cares. And so these dudes on average go broke and they file for bankruptcy within 7 years of leaving the league. 7 years. Now, we're not talking about the LeBron James, the Jason Tatums, the Damian Lillards. We're not talking about them. Those are the anomaly, but those are the 1.00001% of the 1% of the people that actually make the league. But these dudes that make a lot of money, 10, 20, 30, $40 million a year, or $40 million over the year, lifetime of their career, they wind up going broke. And it's not because of how much money they made. It's because they didn't have the mindset and they were so busy on impressing people that didn't care anything about them, instead of making sure that they secured their future and they focused on what was best for them. So we as men, we have to focus on what's best for us. Drown out the noise, drown out these little hoes that think that they supposed to get a piece of your pie. Stop sitting here simping out, talking about, oh man, I'm going to do this because this is what women want. No. This is what you want. You are the king, and we don't make decisions based off of what's going on around us. We make decisions based off of what's best for us, understanding that everybody around us is going to benefit from our greatness. That's what come along with it. You have to be strong in your masculinity. You got to stand on your square, and you got to understand that this is the path that I'm taking. I'm not deviating from it. I'm not going to let this woman, I'm not going to let this person, I'm not even going to let the people in my past take me off of what it is that I know that I want to do, because this is the path that a lot of us, I'm going to be honest with you, Dre, a lot of us, we dream when we're younger, we know what we want to do, and then we get so many different distractions in front of us that we just working to survive.
I call it, and don't forget your thought, I call it squirrel farming. I had to sell my squirrel farm.
Yeah.
You know, do this. I got this. You know, jack of all trades, master of none type of thing. And the full quote is always better than master of one. But
Yep.
I was squirrel farming. I mean, I'm chasing these squirrels around, and every little business opportunity, every little deal that came my way. Oh, that's nice. And let me see Anton do something. Oh, let me do that. Oh, let me see another content creator. I'll do that. So I'm so busy chasing around these skills and abilities that I know I can do, but I'm not mastering just one or two, or really giving my full focus to one or two. So what I had to do, I had to psychologically sell my squirrel farm. So now when I see you guys are successful in something, I'm happy for you, but I focus on what I have to focus on at this particular time.
Yeah, I also suggest that guys get a skill. Just similar to what you just said, you need to master something. Because no matter what happens in my life, I'll always be able to come back to, listen, all of this stuff can go away. Let's say that life circumstances, whatever, lawsuits, a whole bunch of stuff just started happening. Worst of the worst, Murphy's Laws happen, right? No matter what, I can always go back to the core of what I do and go back in the tech. I will always be able to get that bag over there. And so that's the core. That's the foundation. That allows for me to get a lot more secure, both in my confidence and my financial life, to continue to explore and take more risks and make more investments and do other things and spread out a little bit. And I make sure that I align what my needs are with whatever the core is that I have. And then everything else is extra. Everything. But we don't have a skill, and we waiting for somebody to give us something, or we waiting to get laid off. And I'm going to just tell y'all, if you are a man and you don't experience some level of difficulty in your life, you never really grow. You got to suffer. And we all at some point we going to get laid off. We going to have a difficult time moving over with that job. We going to have life circumstances happen to it. It's going to be a family event to where you got to take care of mother for a few years or something. Life, that's just life. It happens to all of us, but life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. And you got to prepare yourself mentally, and you got to make the smart decisions earlier. And that's the thing that's going to allow for you to be great later on in life. That
is so true. Florida man Anton. Now, every time you hear the Florida man stories, yeah, you a part of it just like I was.
Yep.
Florida man got caught doing this. Florida man is found up in a tree doing that. Florida man was found stuck underground. Now you are officially Florida man. What made you make such a with the family? Shout out to the family. Make that transition from, like I did, from Detroit, the chill, no more salt trucks, no more snow plows, down to Florida. What was it? Was it a business move or a family move? A choice of the family?
I split my time. My first real discovery of the lifestyle of Florida, because I didn't start showing money and spending money until after my father had passed away, and I got out of the restaurant business and all of that. And so I retired in 2019. I did a video that was basically saying I'm getting out of corporate America. I made enough money. I'm chilling. I want to spend more time with my daughter. And so I retired at the end of 2019. I had got my tickets, and I was on the floor, and so I was chilling. And then the pandemic hit, and boy, that drove me crazy, because I believe that guys need to be out. They need to be productive. Don't spend too much time up under that woman. Don't let her see you too often, because you don't want to set expectations like that's what you're supposed to do. Nah, we got to be out. We need to be doing something. We need to be productive. We need to be doing something that fulfills whatever that purpose is in our lives, right? So I wind up moving from Michigan to Florida for like 3 or 4 months straight, simply because Florida was open and Michigan wasn't. You know what I'm saying? During the pandemic. And it blew my mind. Like the culture, the weather, it was 80 degrees on Christmas and New Year's Eve. It was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? The women was beautiful.
I do know.
The women, and I don't know why these guys think that just because I'm married that my eyes cut off. It don't.
I said that last night.
Women around me. I love beautiful women. So, it was just a different culture. It was nicer. It was like the things that we thought was unattainable, or the things that you think is like, oh man, that's a Lamborghini truck. That's every other car sometimes, depending on what street you on. And so it kind of exposed me to a different mindset and a different lifestyle and the weather. So I try to spend the majority of my time in Florida, especially around the holiday season, in Miami. And then, but I still got the core of what I have. My businesses, my real estate, everything is still in Detroit.
All right. And let me ask you this, because I know that you just got back from Tokyo not too long ago, correct?
Yep. Tokyo, beautiful.
How was the experience? We'll be going later this year. So how was the experience?
Listen, man, the greatest place that I've ever visited in my life.
Wow. Why?
By far. And I've traveled all across the United States. I've gone to almost every major city, most of the 50 states outside of Hawaii, Alaska, you know, some outliers like Wyoming and stuff like that, right? But in a general sense, and I've been to a few places outside of the country, but Tokyo is different. It's different, bro. Listen. The culture, it's like New York as far as activity at night, and it never cutting off, but 10 times cleaner, and that there's no trash. The women are incredibly submissive. Incredibly. I mean, listen, they bow to you as you're coming out of the elevator, and they make sure that you always first. I mean, the women are gorgeous. The culture is phenomenal. The food is better, right? When we talk about the food, they don't have all of that preservatives. They don't have all of that sugar. They don't have all that. It just tastes good. Like, it tastes fresh 100% of the time, right? When you walking around, everybody, the women, well, first of all, half of them look like an anime character, to be honest with you.
Right.
And then they actually put effort into themselves. So first of all, you're not looking at a bunch of butterfly eyelashes. I'm just going to keep it real. Because it's not just black women that's over here. Western culture is trash. I mean, it's absolutely trash. All of the stuff that they selling y'all in the media that America is the best place on earth. I will say that America has some really, really great things. It is still the land of opportunity. It's still a place where you can make a whole lot of money. You got to pick and choose. It's just like any city. It's like any major city in the United States of America. It's going to have its good and it's going to have its bad. It's going to have its pros and it's going to have its cons. But when I went over there, it's not as expensive as people think that it is. People think that Tokyo is one of the most expensive places on earth. Yeah, if you're going shopping in Gucci every day. But in reality, it's actually cheaper to be in Tokyo than it is to be here in the United States for the overwhelming majority of the cities here in the United States of America. The food is cheaper. It's better. It tastes better. The women are cooler. The people are cooler. They're nicer. They're more well-mannered. It's cleaner. It's a nicer city. They have greater public transportation. It's just great, bro. If I had to move anywhere outside of the country and you said, Anton, you got to live here for the next 10 years straight, I would move to Tokyo without even thinking twice about it. Absolutely.
Wow.
And the women, they put these women over here to shame. They put effort. They don't have a whole lot of makeup, but at the same time, they look good. They smell good. They super submissive. They all fit. You'd be hard pressed to find a woman that weigh more than a man over there. Hard pressed to find a woman that weigh more than a man. And so it's just a great experience. I got an opportunity to take my wife, my daughter over there, and they got to experience it. I like to take my daughter everywhere that I go so that she can understand the different cultures, and then she can understand the difference between what they're doing over here and over there. And it's incredible. It's one of the best places ever. I'm going to go there at least once every couple of years, but I got some other places on the list that I need to check off first.
Oh, no problem. I understand that. Absolutely. And I like how you gave us, because I didn't know that Tokyo is not as expensive as people think it is to go visit, enjoy yourself. I actually thought
the dollar goes further there.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes, it does. It goes further than it does here in the United States of America. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, America is in the top 5 most expensive countries in the world list. So I can agree with that. In regards to Well, you just talked about that question. The best is Tokyo. Hey, guys, we got over 380 people, almost 385 people in the building. Make sure you guys click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too, because
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
We've established this as a place of truth, and Oprah's coming next. So make sure that you click that like button, guys. We're on our way to 400 people being in the live stream, and by clicking that like button, you invite other individuals in. Shout out once again to our special guest, Anton Daniels. Is it the Anton Daniels, like the Ohio State University, or just Anton Daniels? It's up to you guys to make that decision. We're gonna get to the super chats in a minute, and let me go to the next question. He said, I said that you're a dedicated family man. Have you ever considered relocating out of the States in the future, and why?
I think that the core of what it is that I do is always going to be here in the United States of America, simply because, you know, I have this web of businesses that's interconnected and interdependent on each other, I think, to an extent, thrive, right? So, for example, the real estate aspect of it, even when it comes to national investment, I kind of stick with Metro Detroit, which is Detroit and all of its surrounding areas, because I understand the market. You know, I lived here, I understand it, I know what's going on, I know what school districts are great, what's not. And so I always had this investment strategy to invest in what you know, and don't be so speculative, but understand what you're investing in order for it to be an investment and for it not to be a gamble. But what I spend an extra, because I don't even think that my daughter is 16, so she just started driving, right? She got her license now and all of that. Man. But my biggest thing is, my biggest thing is,
was young. I'm thinking like she's 12, and
she's 16.
Last time she kind of like walked past the school, I thought she was, man, that time flying by. I ain't mad at you, Dad.
Yep. So she's 16. She got her first car, and my thing is just that I always want to make sure. I wanted to make sure that she had stability and that she went to the same school systems. You know what I'm saying? That she developed relationships. She's really into Taekwondo, which teaches her a lot of discipline. So I wanted to have that stability and that community feel for her. So I'm always going to have a place here or whatever like that. But after she gets past a certain age point, because I also believe that she's always going to be under my covering until she gets married. So she can't move out. She won't have her own place. She will not be traveling off to go to college. And so I'm very, very active in her life, and I'm very, very participatory in what's going on in her life. And so because she's the core of why I have to make some of the decisions that I'm making as far as even how much I travel, then I don't even explore the possibility of that until afterwards. But after that, the world is my oyster. I can travel anywhere I want to. I can go and live wherever it is that I want to for the next 6 months, 12 months or whatever. So I'll have a base here, but I plan on seeing every crevice of the world, throughout my lifetime.
That's great. That's
I'll
great.
accelerate once she gets to a certain age and she gets to a certain space in her life.
You stated that, and I'm going to ask you, where'd you get this from? Because most of the world is like this, and it's surprising to hear somebody from the States say this. You stated that, she's going to stay home until, she gets married or she gets to that point of true independence. She's not going to go off the college. That's how it is here in Colombia. That's how it is in most of South America and many places in Africa, male and female. I'll tell the story of a guy that lives here. He's an electrical engineer. He owns 4 or 5 pieces of property. Yep. He's 44 years old and still lives with his parents. Yep. And down here is, if you're not about to get married, you still live with the family, even though you are economically prepared for life as a parent or as a father in the future. You still stay with your parents, even as a man. Where in the States, we're programmed for the most part. And this is why I asked this question. In the States, we're more programmed to, I'm 18. Your family start to tell you at 16, boy, you're turning 16 now. In a couple of years, you're going to have to be up out of here. And so, okay, guys, we hit 400 in the live stream. Make sure you click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. And where did you pick that up from? Was it a part of your family dynamic that you grew up with? Because I already knew about you. I hear the stories about your mom and dad and your brothers and stability that you all have as a family unit.
Yep.
But a lot of that concept usually comes from other countries.
No, that's the core of who we are. You know, that's who we used to be. We
True.
used to be, you know, listen, we were sold a bag of lemons. We were sold a lemon in that, you know, the incentive for people to move out early is an incentive for you to continue to become a consumer in order to continue to feed into the economy. That they didn't tell y'all that because that was what was best for y'all. They told y'all that for several different reasons. Number one, so that they can keep the economy humming, because they know that as long as you get into the rat race, then it becomes a thing to where you continue to make other people rich, and you can continue to make sure that the economy is spending money, right? That's the whole idea of what a stimulus is. They're trying to stimulate the economy. They want to keep you in the habit of spending money. That's number one. And then number two, it also came as a result of our broken up households, right? And so when you've seen a lot of women deciding that they wanted to be a single baby mama or they wanted to go out on their own, they created a duress mindset and situation where they basically was passing on generational curses. And they were teaching these habits, these broken habits that they were establishing as new norms for us to be able to jump out there on our own and then try to figure life out. And so I seen somebody in the chat, for example, and said, no, let her travel. Oh, she travels. I guarantee you she's been to more countries and more places and more states than some of the people that's watching this live stream right now. She travels with me, though. She travels with her grandmother. She travels with her mother. She gets to see things, and she gets to fail in controlled environments without getting out here and slutting herself out or making herself culturally inappropriate for whoever it is her future husband is going to be, right? And so I believe that we need to stay home longer, both men and women, because it's the thing that actually helps you grow economically and put you in a position where you don't have to necessarily get a 30-year mortgage and then pay for the house 3 times over by the time that you pay it off, not including maintenance, property taxes, and insurance. And what it allows you to do is to stay down longer, grow. The household actually benefits from you being there. And so we need to change our mindset when it comes to what success looks like. Because if you stay down long enough, you basically don't even have to subject yourself to whatever it is that's happening in Western culture that allows for you to continue to stay under the thumb of the people that's putting you in this rat race. And so when I say that my daughter is not going to go off to college, that don't mean that she's not going to go to college. That don't mean that she's not going to be educated. But what it does mean is that she's not going to go over to these indoctrination camps and then slut herself out on campus while not being under the covering of her father. You see what I'm saying? So listen, absolutely. When you go to the altar as a woman, it's cover to cover. It's cover to cover. And so it's a reason why the father is walking the bride down and handing her over to her husband, which is called the groom, right? And so as long as we reestablish cultural norms, because I got this from unbroken traditional values that my family has always implemented, which is the reason why me and my brothers, I got 3 brothers, no sisters. We all still married. We all got married at younger ages, but we all maintain our masculinity. And then at the same time, we've never, ever been divorced. All 9 of my uncles, my mother, right? She was married to my father until she became widowed. Everybody in my family has always been divorced, and we've always done it this way. We do it the same way that other people identify other cultures and say, oh, well, this is what the Arabic community does, or this is what the Asian community does. We do the same thing, and we were all supposed to do the same thing. But for some reason, we continue to subject ourselves to the mindset of this matriarch that then told us that we were supposed to do it differently. But guys have to reestablish our cultural norms and take our family back and take our masculinity back, and then lead with greatness instead of subjecting yourself to what you think that the rest of society is supposed to do. I know what's best. Don't nobody know what's best for my daughter, not even her. She don't even know what's best for herself. At 16 years old, is no reason why she should be sitting here telling me which college she going to. No, I'm going to establish, if you're going to be under my household, if you're going to be under my covering, if you plan on getting any of this inheritance, if you plan on at any point being great, because they can still make their own decisions, but if you plan on at any point leaving under this phenomenal space and being out there with them hoes for the streets, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to study. These are the requirements. And guess what? You're going to enjoy it, and you're going to have a whole lot of freedom, and you're going to be great as a woman, because now you get the freedom to be able to drive. You get the freedom to do what you want to do. You're going to still be educated, because I know what's best for you. And I'm not here to be her friend. I'm here to be her father. We just so happen to have a great relationship with each other. But more importantly, This is why you need two parents inside of the home. This is why you need strong men that take control of what's going on inside of their households. And we don't subject ourselves to what other people define as best for us. We make the rule, and then we establish them, and then we reinforce them. I don't negotiate. Like I set the precedent, and it's up to them to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do. My wife and my daughter included.
And if I hadn't been living in another country, half of what you just stated would have went over my head.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, because everything that you just stated over the last 4 minutes is actually how the rest of the world runs. That's the crazy part, the dynamic. If you're a person that hasn't used your passport, and you haven't really been around the cultures, the day-to-day cultures of the family dynamics in other countries, you wouldn't realize that how Americans thrive is not the norm. Most countries ain't gonna give you the space between cars. Most countries, the cars are right on top of each other. The motorcycles are everywhere between the cars, and it's just how it is.
You got to see it differently. You got to understand when these guys go out of the country and they get their passports. Listen, I know it's big for us to go and we say, oh, we want to go and get another woman. Listen, fam, the women come with it. You're not going to be any less desirable just because you're also looking to understand what other cultural norms are. There is so much for us to learn from other cultures and other people. So you can have both. We men, the world is our oyster. We can have both. We can get more understanding. We can learn more. We can understand how they do business. We can understand their family values. And we can adopt some of the best of it and then take it, chew the meat, spit out the bones, the stuff that you don't care for, and then adopt that for what it is that we want to do. You don't have to get married.
No.
You don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to go on and do this and do that. But the one thing that I do want you to do as a man is you need to get understanding and you need to get wisdom, because once you get the insight and information, what you're going to do with it, that's what wisdom is, right? And so I think that we need to explore more, even in conversations as men, for how we can continue to grow. And that's not just with getting boxed. Box is important. Let's be very, very clear. Who it is that you lay next to every day is one of the biggest decisions that you're ever going to make in your entire life. It's bigger than the house you buy, than the career that you go with. When you go out here and you sleep with a chick, right, and you don't know nothing about her, but then we have all of this technology where she can literally find out where you live and drop your location. You got to be situationally aware with that, right? You need other men to give you that type of insight so that you can know how to move a little bit differently. But then at the same time, we have to start adopting these same principles and to get the understanding as to why those other cultures do what they do. I know, for example, that was a ploy for women to be staying on campus at 18, 19 years old. Your daughter is staying on campus at 18, 19 years old. And that's cool? Never. I would never, ever. Listen, ain't no way in the world I'm going to let my daughter go and stay at the place where I was in college. And I knew what my intentions was for them hoes that was on the streets.
True.
No way. No
True.
way. They indoctrination camps, in my opinion. And then also on top of that, it's homemaking factories. That's all college is. It's a homemaking factory. And then they justify it by saying, well, you get an education on top of it. No. Most of these chicks, they say, oh man, they're making a whole lot of money. In reality, they acquired a whole lot of debt. Even if you find a woman and she say that she a boss chick and she make over $100,000 a year, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you, she got student loan debt that she ain't paying for.
Without a doubt. As an ex-academic college recruiter for 20 years, once I got out, I promise you, there is so much college debt. My position was to assist individuals into get into STEM, women to get into STEM, and also help them with scholarship programs. One of the number one reasons why Afro-Americans don't get scholarships is we don't apply.
Yep.
One of the number one reasons that people just don't get scholarships. I remember one young man, he got 15 scholarships, not because he was the most academically inclined or the one that wrote the best resume. He was just the only one that applied for those 15 scholarships. Yep. And so he got them all. And so I agree with you when it comes to those college debts. And I also, what a lot of people don't want to acknowledge, a lot of women don't want to acknowledge, Black women lead, sadly, ladies, no offense, you lead in the most useless degrees. You graduate with your massage therapy degree. You graduate with some other degrees that are not translatable into the elevator of a career. I used to tell my students this: once you graduate, you're all running. Once graduation day hits, you're not walking out of the graduation auditorium. You're running into an elevator, and everybody can get in.
I agree.
So you're going to get into that elevator of career opportunity. And with some of the ladies, many of you ladies with those college debts, they say statistically over 85% of college graduates, especially among the ladies, don't even use the degree in which you went to school for.
They don't. They absolutely don't. But then let's take it a step further. That influences how they vote. They're the ones that swing certain elections. They get promised certain things because they know that they can feed into their emotion, and men are less likely to make an emotional decision, especially when they can live with you know, whether or not they should have did it in the first place, or whether or not they're going to do it, you know, going forward. That's why you tend to see men going a little bit more conservative and then women staying a little bit more liberal. Men don't typically, especially as they age, make decisions based off of their emotions, but that's something that they can continuously play on, because that's going to influence how women determine whether or not they're going to vote for this candidate or this candidate, because they're going to promise you whether or not you can get your student loan forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, certain people, right? So it's a web. It's a web that we weave when we make a decision. It's like the butterfly effect. You send them one way, or you let them go, or you do this one thing, or you let them make this own decision or whatever, and so on and so forth. And then you don't even know how that's going to be affecting your life 40, 50 years from now. She's going to be raising a son husband. And then we gonna have this conversation. Well, women never die alone, because it's because they force it, and they've trained their sons to replace the role that they should have been in the first place, because they made the wrong decision earlier in their life, and nobody was there to correct them, and nobody held them accountable. And so now I talk to so many guys that's on the phone. You wouldn't believe, Dre, the amount of guys that I talk to on the phone, and they say, hey man, listen, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I got a couple different things, and I go over their budget, and it seemed like they're making way more money than whatever their expenses are. And I say, hey, it's a hole right here. What the heck is going on? I got to take care of my mama. What you mean? How old is mama? 41, 42, 43. When she have you? When she was 16, 17 years old? She never had no husband? No. So what's she doing right now? Oh, she just living with me, chilling. So you her retirement plan? Hey, yeah, I didn't realize that until I started watching these live streams. That's the web that you wouldn't believe how many guys literally are under duress because they've been programmed to think that they have to be a figurative husband for a woman that don't want to do what she don't want to do, or didn't do what she was supposed to do, and is basically leveraging her son to continue to live the lifestyle that she want to live. It's crazy. So when we think about these decisions, again, I don't make these decisions based off of what my current situation is. I make my decisions based off of what my long-term preferences are. And it's a lot of people that's getting finessed out here, and guys is always the one that pays the price for it.
That's so true. Shout out to you, man, in regards to that advice regarding that, because I know a few family members that have gone through that with their moms leaning on them, and they use the guilt factor without saying the guilt factor. You know, if you don't take care of your mama, you know, you ain't right, brother. And so you feel that guilt factor. Why don't we say that with the fathers? I know. How come you never hear that conversation if you don't take care of your father? We have never heard that before. On all my years, I know one guy, one of my closest buddies. He has his father's in hospice right now. You know, prayers going out to him and his family. And he took care of his father literally when his mom passed on. And he brought his dad down here. His dad is a professional golfer and one of the first golf teachers in the United States that was well known, right? Certified. And so he brought it. His dad would come to visit Colombia for nothing, right? And not because of dangers and things like that, but because he was like, well, that's your life, son. And so he said, Dre, y'all got any golf courses down there? I said, man, we got 2 beautiful golf courses here in Cali, Colombia. He told his dad was on the first plane down and had a ball we had such a good time playing golf last year. Had a ball. And then he come back and he found out that his father was stage 4. and his father had been knowing that his body was like that.
Yeah,
and he just wanted to spend his last, his last year with his son. He's like, listen, I already know what's going on with my body. My son doesn't know, and so I want to spend this last trip with my son and meeting his friend in Colombia. So he had a great time when he came down here, and now he's in hospice. They say he's only got a few days left, but it's really
don't
good.
even ask much. Men don't ask in our lifetime. We really don't. We don't ask for much at all. All we want to do is see the thing that we created become great. Like, honestly, we've developed a real sweet spirit towards the world in general, and we treat the world better than what it is. And we, had we not been here, and that's an example of it. I mean, it sounds like a tragic, unfortunate situation, but the reality is that that's just how men are, right? We die protecting, living for, and making sure that everybody else is taken care of. True. We never really get to really experience life the way that we supposed to. But I would encourage guys to continue to listen, y'all. Passport don't even cost no money. It's not even expensive. It's just a process. The flights to a lot of the places that y'all would like to experience cost less than what it is that you out here tricking on these hoes for. I promise you, bro.
Hey,
doesn't even cost anything.
To confirm what you just said, I got this apartment a year before I moved here, just off of my club cigar money. I got this apartment a year before I moved to Colombia. So I was like, why should I just go back and forth through the Airbnb? This apartment is 12-foot vaulted ceilings, 2 bedrooms, bathroom, island stove. We got security downstairs. I've got a parking garage for our SUV. Yep. We live in an upper class suburban area. Come with a brand new washer and dryer unit, all the utilities, all the cable, all the Wi-Fi. $450 a month. When I first got it, it was $380 a month. All I had to do was stop going to the club and go and buying cigars, and I had a whole apartment waiting for me anytime I came to Colombia. So you're absolutely
it's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah,
people, they eat their money away, they trick it off. Y'all got these chicks telling y'all that y'all now got to pay for their babysitters in order to be able to date them. Man, I said, y'all are out of y'all mind, bro. Out of their minds.
I got a question for you. Okay, you're on the live stream, because a lot of us have this question for you, because a lot of you're on the live stream with your panel on the show. You drop your head. You say, I never thought. You know this question was coming. I never thought. I never thought I would say this, because I'm going somewhere with this.
I got you.
I would say this. I never, and I could hear the panel get silent, and the lady somewhat kind of like murmur just a little bit, and you say, "It's time to get your passports."
Yeah, absolutely.
What was going through your mind at that moment to make you say that? I kid you, because you've experienced it, and not to take away your thoughts, you experienced those type of conversations several times over, so it wasn't any different from any type of subject matter that you guys have already spoken on past episodes. But what was it that made you say at that moment, it's time for you fellas to get your passports?
You want to know the honest to God truth?
Yes, sir.
So prior to that, because I'm not the person that put those panels together, I don't even know who coming on before they come on, right? So Q does that. Shout out to Q. That's one of my girls. Absolutely one of the best people to ever be on my team and working for me and stuff like that. But
what I like about Q is twins to my ex that I left in the States to move to Colombia.
Really?
Kid you not, she is the spin image, height, look, hair, everything.
Yeah.
I sat back, and I'm not saying this like an attraction to Q. I'm just saying that.
No, I got you.
And I was at a fork in the road, and I had a choice. I was with a really good woman. She was she was an up and coming VP for a training department for Frontier Communications. We would travel the world together anyway. She flew me to Cebu, Philippines, to Grand Canyon. So it was a lot of places that we flew to. We already had a life established, but as time progressed and I started traveling on my own around the world, I realized, and this is before I met my wife and everything, I realized that I was at a fork in the road. Am I going to take advantage of the opportunity of seeing the world, or am I going to settle and just be happy with a nice woman?
Never settle.
And brother,
never settle.
Decision, and I had to tell her that I decided that I'm going to live around the world. She cried like she was a 7-year-old child, because she pounded on my chest, tears rolling down, and she was like, "You are my future. You are everything." And I'm talking about guys are just clamoring all over her. Guys are like, "If you ever get finished with Andre, I am here. I will be."
When they choose, they choose. It is what it is.
It was always guys in the background, but it took a lot for me to sit back and say and make that sacrifice of, let me see what the future holds for me outside of here. Yeah. And now she's happily married, and I met her husband. He's a good guy and everything. They're a really good couple, and I'm happily married, and I've lived my life. But then when I see Q, I was like, man, she looks just like so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. But let me let you continue on.
Oh, no. So earlier that day, because I don't know who's coming on, I come in with fresh eyes because I think that makes for the best show, and that I don't like to prepare, because I don't even want to know what we're talking about. I just want to come in and I want to be authentically giving my thoughts, because I think that makes for the best content, right? So, right. But earlier that day, I just had a phenomenal time. And all of the girls that work for me and at my wife and everybody, and they had just been taking care of me and showering me with love and all of this stuff, right? And I don't have these arguments or these issues in real life. And I didn't even start experiencing what other people was experiencing until I started dealing with a lot of these women online and stuff. And so I just had like this epiphany moment, because they was just like, yeah. Like they was just like crazy, and they was snatching dreams out the air. And I looked at their eyelashes, and, it was just like, it was almost like an out of body experience. And I just sat there for a minute, just for a quick one. And then it was just like, I thought back to what I experienced in Tokyo, and you would never ever hear women get out of line like that and stuff. And they turned into hyenas. And I was like, I get it now. Like, we are very simple creatures. We have literally told women over and over what we want. We don't even want a lot. And it's like, I had this epiphany, and I was just looking at them, and I was like, y'all hoes ain't even cute enough to even be sitting here talking to me like y'all talking to me. Like, you not even, let alone the attitude. And I was like, listen, I understand, because I think that a lot of these guys have less tolerance than me to deal with what it is that I'm looking at right now, because they got to deal with y'all in real life. I could cut the computer off, and I'm going to go back to whatever my life was like. And I was like, listen, if this is who getting y'all pregnant, because a lot of the women be single baby mamas or whatever, if these are the dudes and they be getting y'all pregnant and all of this, I can't imagine laying next to y'all with all of this screaming and yelling. Even my girl, she came out the room and she was just staring at me like, what's wrong with them? Why they like this? And so I was just like, listen, any alternative is better. And the fact that guys can go out here and experience a completely different culture and don't have to deal with this from women that understand what's going on out here in these streets, that understand that it's a privilege to be in your presence, go do what you got to do, bro. I'm never going to stop doing the thing that's best for them, ever. And the alternative got to be better. Any alternative got to be better than that.
Definitely. Before we go into our final question, because it's rolling up on that hour, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. Guys, make sure that you click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. That's because
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, this
has been established as a place of truth. If you're a content creator, once again, I don't care if you have 50 subscribers or 5,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers. If you have a positive channel, make sure that you drop your content link in the description. I want all of us to be able to grow our channels. We got 560 people in the live stream. There is no way we should.
Shout out to the live stream. Shout out to the people that's watching.
Oh, yeah, man. They're always dedicated. Stretch it out. Last question I have for you is this. If your friend
Mm.
Your former friend Kevin Samuels was here. What do you think he think about the Passport Bro movement? And
Kev understood it. You know, Kev, unfortunately and fortunately, and the reason that I say fortunate, let me start with the fortunately. I always start with the good versus the bad, right? The good is Kev's legacy is always going to forever live, and he always going to live rent-free in these people's heads, whether they give him the credit that he deserves or not. And I'm talking about the women specifically, because the guys give him his credit, right? But the women specifically, whether they give him his credit or not, he actually changed a lot of lives and a lot of perspectives, even for people women that's hit the wall, understanding things a little bit differently, and hopefully maybe even changing the dynamic of what happened in their daughter's lives that's coming after them, right? But the unfortunate part is that because Kev actually wanted to see, Kev had this idea, right? And this is the thing that he used to say to some of the guys, right? And he would tell me, and he would go through these ideas. And his thought process was he basically wanted to take guys, young guys, and then kind of have like these satellite places all over the country in some of the most prominent cities in the United States of America. And to basically have those young guys be mentored by guys that were already successful at businesses and all of that, right? And so his ultimate goal, to an extent, or one of his ultimate goals, was to basically have spaces where young men were mentored and groomed by other men that were successful and actually understood what it meant to really be a man as far as your masculinity and all of that, right? And so when you think about that and you think that, okay, well, this thing never really came to fruition. But then on top of that, the fact that, a lot of these women were celebrating in his demise, considering that he was literally trying to groom the second part of that equation, right? Because it wasn't just grooming young men. The second part of that equation is that he actually wanted black men and black women to be together.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of his things. And that wasn't a secret. Like, that's something that he talked about on a regular basis. So if you really start to break that equation apart, and we talked about this, he wanted to groom these young men, and he understood that relationships were transactional, but he didn't want them to be misused. And that's why it was important for them to be groomed under men and not just people that were successful, because men need other men, right? Young men need other men in order to truly understand what it takes in order to be successful and hold on to a level of your masculinity, because you do not have to simp out just because you are successful or just because you're a man or just because you marry, right? And so he ultimately wanted to pair them together, but he wanted those men to be with good women, not just because you're black, but also because you are a person that were submissive. You understood the purpose. You didn't want to go in and misuse him, but you understood that things were transactional. And so that was his ultimate goal, right? But I think that Kev, it's unfortunate because he never really got to implement some of the stuff that he wanted to implement. But he also believed, because Kev was harder on guys than he was on women.
Way harder. I follow him way.
He was
following Kev way before the women. Yes.
Oh my God, he was listen, anybody that's ever got a coaching call from Kev, like he was when they see me going off, he was cooler online, because I'm the same way offline as I am online. But offline, if you got a coaching call, he will chew you out. Like, he was hard on guys, but it's only because he did it in love and he wanted the best for them, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that as a result of how things are evolving, I think that it has to get worse before it gets better. But he wasn't not in support of passports. He was also in support of understanding culture and how it affected us and why we needed to change the things that we celebrate the most, especially when it comes to relationships, which is absolutely trash. But yeah, man, Kev was a really good guy. He was. Do
you think that Kevin was the last true, or it's going to be a while before women have an armor bearer like Kevin Samuels that will be able to say? Because most of us, Dennis Berlin, myself, lead attorney, we like, hey, we out, we getting past, we ain't dealing with that. We ain't trying to convince you. We saw what you did to Kev. Do you think that it's going to be a long time before armor bearer for women is going to come along the way Kevin was, because Kevin was there for the development of men and manhood, but as a protector of the growth of a lot of women, and letting these women know you have the tools, you just going about it the wrong way, to where the rest of us are like, I ain't about to touch it.
Yeah.
So do you think there's going to be a while before another armor bearer, not another Kevin, because not going to be another Kevin, but another
I was just about to say that. I don't think that, I've seen a lot of streams when he passed away where people was like, who's going to be the next Kevin Samuels or whatever, so on and so forth. And I disagreed with him, because I don't think that there will ever be another Kevin Samuels, which we both agree on that, right? But I think that the armor bearers is or let me revise that. I think that the legacy of Kevin Samuels, even though I think that he was robbed of what he could have become, right, and the impact that he was going to make, I think that he lives in all of us, right, in a way, because the way that you change the dynamics of something. So I'll give you an example. If you look at other cultures, they don't have an armor bearer. True. They don't. Right? It's a cultural norm, and it's an expectation for them to be a certain way. And you don't go over to Japan and say, oh, okay, well, who's the person that's setting the standards as far as how it is that they're supposed to do things? They just understand, because on an individual level, and this is why I tell guys all the time, that the best way for you to really do what's best for the culture is to do what's best for yourself first. You got to be selfish before you can be selfless, because you can't help anybody if you pouring out of an empty cup. And so the best way for, I believe, us to, I think Kev did what Kev was supposed to do. But the way that we live our lives and the way that we're supposed to take that legacy is how it is that we implement it on an individual basis. And I don't think that it needs to be an armor bearer. Will there be another armor bearer? Probably, because, you're going to have somebody that replace Magic and Kareem, right? True. And Bird. And, Kobe replaced Jordan. And, LeBron and all of that. So you're always going to have people that's at the forefront that's pushing what's best for the culture. But at the same time, I believe that the lessons that we learn in a way that we actually really push the culture forward, you don't need any one person to do it. We all need to take it and implement it into our own households, our own lives, the standards by which we live. And then that permeates, because we are the ones that determine the culture, because we are the majority. And when we determine how we're going to do it, you have no other choice but to follow, because it's still a man's world. At the end of the day, you can sit here, you can advocate for feminism, you can do whatever you wanted to do, but we determine what the culture is, because it's a reason why they all clamoring for the same type of man. So true. I think that there will be, at some point, by the time I get off the internet, who knows? I don't know. But at the same time, I also believe that we don't necessarily need a standard bearer. It's nice. We don't need it in order to make sure that we're doing the thing that's best for us. And guys is waking up anyway. They already catching it. They already realizing it, and they not waiting for nobody to give them no instruction before they realize that we need to do things differently. We already got the assignment. Now we just need to hold each other accountable and make sure that we stay on task, because, the weakest one in the link is the one that actually drown us all. So I think that we got what we need. We ready. We gonna get it. And the fact that we need to stand in that masculinity and hold each other down and support each other.
All right. I don't want to hold you up. Do you have time for one YouTube question?
Yeah, absolutely.
The question that I have for you in regards to YouTube is, what advice, what 3 tips, just 3, that you would give a growing new YouTuber? I'm under 5,000 subscribers and I'm trying to grow. What tips would you give me?
I would say don't focus on growth at all, because your tribe is going to find you. With over 9 billion people in this world. I think that when you're great at what you do, you attract the people that's supposed to be with you, and you attract the audience that you're supposed to have, and you grow the way that you. I don't believe in growth, because I think that when you start focusing on growth, you start focusing on the things that you think that people want to hear, and then you create a bunch of fair weather fans that's not necessarily going to stick around unless you're saying what they want to say, right? I think that the most important thing is A, consistency, B, being authentic about what your true thoughts are, taking a position, not trying to please everybody, and making sure that you stand on your square at whatever it is. And then, because people gonna pay to see you win, and they're gonna pay to see you lose. I call it the Mayweather effect. if they don't agree with you, they always gonna show up to where you are because they still gonna subscribe because they want to see you lose. They're gonna buy the fight to see you win, and they're gonna buy the fight to see you lose, right? So you got to take a position. But I think that being authentic, being consistent, and then continuing to grow, right? As far as making sure you evolve and that you don't just stay doing the same thing because you think that it's the safe space for you to make money or for you to maintain your audience. I think that we got to continue to explore doing other things and doing greater things and continuing to evolve. The same way that we evolve with technology, the same way that we evolve in our jobs, we got to continue to evolve as content creators too, because that's the thing I think that fosters growth. Consistency is the most important thing now, right? You set a standard, you do not ramp up until you can continue to maintain that consistency, and the growth is going to be there, right? Sometimes people are already great before people discover them. And then you just get that one wave, and it's off to the races from there. Yeah,
we did. That's how we did. We kid you not, Anton. We went to sleep. There was a 2020. Went to sleep. Dropped one of our videos on a political channel that we had. We have been dropping content on Mostly Money channel because we got 5 channels, and so on Mostly Money, that's how we got the plaque. We woke up woke up in the morning from 2,000 subscribers and woke up to 31,000 subscribers. One of our videos just about overnight hit like 300 something thousand views. And so now we're looking like,
and it's never the video that you think is going to go viral.
Never.
I've learned not to ever try to create a viral video. I just do the best that I can. And then it'll be some random video, and that'll be the one that take off.
Yeah. Your video was the one that kind of put, we've gotten over 10,000 subscribers in the last 3 months. And
nice.
That video, we were at 6,000 on this particular channel. And that's because I was lollygagging and focused on the other channels. And so as I became serious on this channel, and I just happened to be watching you guys that night. And when you said that, I was like, man, I was so ready to go to sleep. And when you said that, I said, oh, I gotta use this piece. Because
you know what? I just honestly, and I think that every guy should embody this. Like, you shouldn't step out on the court unless you feel like you're ready to compete, or you feel like you're the best, or you train to be the best. I just believe that I'm the best at what I do. I don't think that anybody that could, like, I don't worry about when other people are streaming or none of that. Whatever it is that I decide that I'm going to do, I just do it, and I implement it, and I evolve in it. I learn, and then I just continue to become better at it every single time. So I'm just consistent. Like, I don't miss. I don't make mistakes as far as, oh man, I'm not going to do it today, or I'm not going to do it that day. I'm very proactive. I live by a calendar, and I don't let nobody, including my wife or my daughter, determine what it is that I'm going to do that day. They're going to have to catch me when I'm available, not when it is that they feel like I should be ready for them. And I don't miss. And so I think that as a content creator, you just got to be consistent. You got to kind of not expect to blow up overnight, and you just got to work. It's work. It's real life work, and people don't understand that. But you got to work. You got to grind. You got to hustle, and you got to go get it, bro.
Absolutely. Anton Daniels, guys, we appreciate you being here, man. And shout out to you and your family. Prayers are with all of them as you made that transition down to Florida. I know you got family members at home that are missing you guys on a regular basis as well. And you are always, always, always welcome to our platform. Oh, you coming again? I'm just putting it out there.
Absolutely, I'm coming again. And listen, y'all, I want y'all to know that y'all really, really, really need to subscribe to this channel. I am a fan. I tap into, that I tap into your live streams, and I'll be watching sometimes from the clouds or whatever. But I watch a lot of your content. I think that you are a phenomenal content creator. I am absolutely glad to have you as a part of my network, as one of the good friends that I can tap into and reach out to, even if it's for advice or even if it's just to have a conversation. Please, y'all, please make sure you subscribe, hit a like for the algorithm, turn on your notifications, and then watch the growth of this channel, because you're only at a tip of the iceberg of how great that this place is going to be, man. I appreciate you for having me on. It is an absolute pleasure. And anytime that you need me, man, just let me know. You know I'm always answer.
All right, man. Shout out to you, man. Let me let you go. And shout out to you. And anytime you need me, man, on the platform, just let me know. I got your back.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, brother, for being here. Let me let Anton go, guys. And let me drop him down from the studio. All right. Now we can get to the super chat. Shout out to you guys. Now I get to the comment section to you guys. I just want to say that first of all, us Detroit boys, shout out to all the Detroiters that are here, us Midwesterners here. Shout out to all you guys that are coming from different parts of the country. You Canadian boys.
He said, "Oh, Canada."
You Texas boys. You Chi-Town.
And you say Shot City. Shot City. Shot City.
You Florida boys.
Tampa 813. Trigger City. Let's get it.
Everybody in the dirty South.
What you really know about the dirty South? What you really know about the dirty South?
All the way to the west side. Shout out to all you guys being here. Shout out to all of you being here today. I appreciate you guys getting up this morning. Let me know in the comment section, should we start doing a Saturday morning live stream? I know we have Friday night drink in hand. We already know if you ain't got drinks in your hand on Friday, let us know. But should we start at least twice a month having a Saturday morning live stream? This has been fun, a great interview. I'm going to go to the comment section. That's what we're going to be doing for the rest of the time right now, for at least the next hour plus. Going to the super chats, going to the comment section, because I know a lot of you guys had things to say, and I want to hear what you have to say. Once again, for all those YouTube channels that were dropped into the live stream, click those links, subscribe to those channels. Make sure that you guys subscribe to Anton Daniels, the Millionaire Mindset channel. Make sure, hey, do me a favor, moderators. Could you look up Anton Daniels channels, where he has the late night channel and with his Millionaire Mindset channel? Make sure that you guys look that up. And he has another channel with the panel, which is just basically Anton Daniels. So make sure that you guys look up at least those 3 YouTube channels and drop them in the comment section so guys can subscribe and support what Anton is doing. He gave a lot of excellent gems. We got a lot of great questions answered. And my favorite answer was just to hear what he had to say as far as his mindset, when he said, fellas, get your passports. It's time for y'all to get your passports. I appreciate that. And I appreciate him coming on. He's a really good man. And everything that he stands for, Anton is an off-camera type of guy. And what I mean is he's a family man off camera. He focuses on his business off camera. He travels off camera. And that's what type of individuals that we are. We're off camera people, all of us in this chat. So let me go all the way back to the tippy top. Let me go back to the top. So I'm going to hit the super chats first, and then I will come back to the comments and give a shout out to all. We got Gail at night in the building. What? I feel so blessed. We got my girl in the building. Shout out to Gail, the Southern Belle in the building. So let me go right about, oh man, it's a lot of comments. Let me scroll back to the top, I got a lot of shout outs to give to some of you guys that came through. All right, man, goodness gracious. Oh yeah, I just came through. Okay. We still got 440 people in the building. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure that you like us too. All right. Once again, let's start to the top. Black Nubian in the building. Them Canadian boys at it again, Mom.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, "Oh, Canada."
All right. Once again, my man Timothy in the building. Shout out to you. Loyalty with love. Shout out to you being here, brother, this morning. Also, my man, the Southern Vegan in the building. He said, Andre and Anton on the same same live stream? What in tarnations? What in haberdashery and hemoglobins is going on here? Shout out to you, brother, for the Cash App as well. And also to my man Timothy with the $5 Cash App earlier. He said, and once again, in the brightness of day, in the darkness of night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might, meaning the hyenas out there, beware of my power, passport's light. Shout out to you, brother. And all the rest of us, us green, not Green Arrow, but the I just had it earlier. That superhero with the ring. I just had it, and I'm having a brain cramp. Shout out to Snuggles in the building. Once again, saying drop the link, Dre. Just drop it. Just drop that link. And AR's in the building once again. He says, shout out to Andre, Anton. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother. The Rosedale Park area representing. And Betty once again in the building with the $10. He says, salute family. For my wife and I are buying property in Papillon area. See, I got that correct. Papillon area in the mountains. Thanks for the gems and much appreciated. Appreciate you too. Shout out to my man Coach Condition in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe. The ship is sailing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The ship is sailing. The Bare Truth. I like that title, man. I won't even lie. I like that title. $5 super chat. He said, what can you say about the Manosphere Conclave this year? I know I'll be speaking there at the one in Houston. It's going to be in September. So we're going to be starting. What I'm going to be doing is working with Obsidian as well as Theo. So once they get the commercial set up, the little commercial clip that they do every year, we're going to start showing it here. So I'm going to try to get that as soon as possible because we're going to start showing that clip here as well. So I'll be there speaking, guys. So anybody that wants to come to the Manosphere Conclave and just hang out with Andre and I and all the other speakers, Theo Wolf, I hope Culture Condition is there again. I hope that my man Zuma Thailand, Richie Mack is there. I hope that El Guapo, Beautiful Lies is there because I hope that the lead attorney. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that he's there. And if at the end of the day, I'll be there as well as the other speakers along with Obsidian. So we're excited about this year's conclave. We really are. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. He said, I can't wait to meet you there. Oh, we're there, definitely. Timothy says with the $2, he said, just ordered Rave Now on Amazon. Hope I like it. Man, listen. That Rave Now cologne, Rave Now. Bruh, it is pineapples. It's not sweet pineapple. It is the pineapple scent that used to be in Aventus. For all you Creed Aventus fans, and your Creed Aventus has been trashed the past couple years, it's not the 2016 from 2011, 2016 Creed. That pineapple that you're missing, that's what this is. That's what made Creed. That's what this is for $30. For $30. This is one of my top five, easily top five Creed Aventus colognes. And it's actually not a cologne because it's a cologne of itself. It's not even a cologne of Aventus. Man, listen. You'll thank me for that Rave Now. $30. My man, the rocker says, he says, R.I.P. R.I.P. to the Joe Madison, aka Black Eagle. Black Eagle. Who is Joe Madison? Let me look up Joe Madison. Let me write that down. R.I.P. to him, and prayers go out to his family. But let me write that down. You know, a lot of things I've either forgotten about the States, the Black Eagle. Let me write that down. Yeah, thank you for the homework, brother. So I can keep the brothers' families in prayer. Shout out to you. BMT. My man Aaron BMT in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I'm glad that you made it here, man. I really appreciate the fact that you made it here this morning, man. Shout out with the Colombian pesos, 20,000 Colombian pesos. Two said brothers. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dimitri in the building as well. Shout out to you, Dimitri. Them Yay area boys. He say, Bay, the plant works he said, boy, that plant works builds character. Yes, it does. Working in a factory or a foundry or a plant, being blue collar, all you truck driver guys, all you hands-on guys, man, that's like being in the military as far as the discipline that it takes. And I'll tell you what I mean about the discipline. When your body tells you, I'm ready to go home, I'm tired, it's been 8 hours, and they say, anybody want to work overtime? And you look at that time and a half, and you start thinking like, you know what? So you start putting in another another 4 to 6 to 8 hours. And it builds that character. Yes, it does. Maurice is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I mean, Marcus is in the building. Shout out to my man Marcus. He says, only World Star knows this game. You spitting, Anton. Yes, absolutely correct. Yes, it is. Yes, and that's it. That's it. There were so many facts and so much information and so much words of encouragement that Anton gave. I'm going to be breaking this video into parts over the next couple of weeks, letting you guys see the footage so you don't have to watch the whole thing, because you know how wordy that I can get. My man Julian is in the building. What in the haberdabbery dashery and hemoglobin? My boy is here. Shout out to my man Julian. He says, 2 of my favorite content creators. I made it to the favy fave. Hey, Julian. I appreciate that, brother. What the? We got a show sponsor tonight. I mean, this morning. Coffee on him. Coffee for everybody on him. Coffee for everybody on him. It's going to be Colombian coffee prices, believe you me, not American coffee. Thank you very much, Beautiful Eyes, for the honey, honey, honey. He said, Anton just spit a bar. Jobs pay for assets. Assets pay for your life. Absolutely. That's exactly, I kid you not. In all sincerity, I could easily say most of our money goes back into, outside of paying bills and stuff like that. Most of our money from what we do goes directly back into the businesses. My guilty pleasure, colognes. That's my little, my guilty pleasure. I don't go out clubbing unless you guys are in town, and then I go hang out and have dinner, and I will go out and party and have a good time and go salsa dancing out there. But other than that, everything goes back into the business. I got so much equipment sitting over here that I'm about to set up in a couple of weeks. So yeah, and Beautiful Eyes, you always give me great advice, great tips on how to make things better as far as we, the content creator on this side. I appreciate you so much, brother, man. Nothing but love. He said, this is a key to success and wealth principle. And what he meant by that, once again, jobs pay for assets. Assets pay for your life. Absolutely. Salute to you, brother. He said, salute to you both. This is the collab we all need to hear. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And shout out to you brothers that gave to the donation last month of the $600 that we were able to give to the We All Have a Dream Foundation in Cartagena, Colombia. We were able over the month of January to raise $600. Shout out to Beautiful Eyes and his audience that helped us raise over $4,100 for the Children Cancer Foundation here down in Cali, Colombia, as well, over a 4-month period. Shout out to you guys in regards to that, man. I appreciate you, Beautiful Eyes, for that, man. We were able to raise that money for the children. Let's go. My man Afro National in the building with the $2. Shout out to you, brother. He said, salute Andre and Anton. Great collab. Y'all knew this was going to happen. Them Detroit boys at it again, Mom.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Hey, Theo, I got to get this drop to you, man. Come on now. You got to send me an email so I could get this drop off to you. I want to drop this drop off to you, because being from Detroit, and I watch your show, man, this will be an excellent drop for your live stream. So let me know when you're ready for it, and I'll send it over to you in an email. And I want to have you on the show anyway, Theo. I need to have you on here, bro. And that's Theo Coot from the Do Better podcast. Shout out to Theo. He says that, shout out to my man Victory. That's my brother, straight to Ohio players. Them Ohio players in the building for the love of the travel game. Yes, sir. These travel, man, I love traveling, going to other locations. If you're a person that hasn't used your passport in about a year, it's time for you to blow that passport off for 2024. Go somewhere. I don't care if you go down to Mexico. I don't care if you go to Belize. It's right there. I don't care if you go to El Salvador. There's a lot of brothers in that Central America area that are having a really, really good time. So even if you don't go too far, blow your passport off. Let that passport get some new tattoos on it. Let that passport get some new tattoos. Shout out to you brothers that are coming down to Colombia for the Afro-Colombian Festival in August from the 14th to the 19th here in Cali, Colombia. Over 300,000 Afro-Colombians and Afro-Brazilians, as well as African Americans and people from the continent of Africa, come together for a 5-day celebration. And I'm talking about the concert, 60, 70,000 people, 3-day concert, absolutely free. And I'm talking about, we had, for those that came last year, you know how much fun we had last year. So if you got any plans on coming to Colombia, try to make it during the month of August if you can, down here in Cali, Colombia. Shout out to you guys. He said, we're not talking about, we're not talking anymore. I hope I got that right. Just add Tokyo to the travel list. Yes, Andrea and I will be flying out that way. This will be our trip for November, during our birthday months. I'm October, she's November, so we're going to head out during that time period. We're going to be in the southeast part of the world for the full month. So we're happy and celebrating that. Oh yeah. And my man, Southern Vegan, once again. LJ says, he says, salute Anton and Andre. Great live. Hey, my man, Official Kobe in the building. Shout out to you. What in the haberdabbery, dashery, and hemoglobin is going on here? Shout out to you, brother, for being here. And he says, the Tell brothers talk about how they learned the principle from Middle Eastern guys. That's why they still live together, building wealth. Absolutely correct. When Anton stated that he and his wife have plans on having their daughter stay at home and still establish her life, but still live at home, for most Americans, if I hadn't not lived outside of America, I would not have understood that. Why you still live at home with your parents? What, you broke? What's wrong with you? Your parents are smothering you. I would have sat back and I would have been the typical American. But now that I've lived outside the United States, that's how most of the world moves. That's how most of the world moves. You stay with your parents, whether you're male or female, until you get married off. Like Anton said, from one covering to the next covering. That's how it should be. And I understand exactly what it was saying. Shout out to all you guys out there like Kobe that understood that concept as well. Stay together and building wealth. Absolutely. And the funny part is, Kobe, let me go back, 4J. The funny thing, Kobe, is this. When we see Latin families do that, when they come to America, when we see people from India do that, when we see Asian families come to the United States, we think they do it because they broke. I'm going to say this again. We think that they keep the family units together because, they live in 16 in one house, is because they all broke and they ain't got no money and they trying to stack and build businesses. Oh, that's nice. They broke. They ain't got no money. No, they got money, but the family dynamic stays together even if they're in a new country known as the United States. Shout out to my man 4J in the building with the $5 for the love of the game. Shout out to you, brother. He says, salute to you, bro, to both you kings. Anton, I've been following your growth since the Lapeef Network. Yeah, I've been watching Anton since that time period as well. He said, y'all keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, kind sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys subscribe to Anton's channels, guys. Anton Daniels. Anton, I think, has Late at Night. And he also has the Millionaire Mindset, which is his morning live streams. So make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. My man Rugby in it, my Rugby Jesus. I like that. I like that name. I like that name. The Rugby Jesus with the $5. He said the bag chasers connect with the Blue Book gentleman. I love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We try our best to not just talk about the travel aspects, but also how you can develop in every aspect as a traveler, as a passport bro, Blue Book gentleman. Shout out to the passport bro, Blue Book gentleman, expat movement out there. Executive Suite. Yes, sir. MLE in the building. He says this: Keys sparked is a great awakening. You cannot put You cannot put a genie back into the bottle. Absolutely correct. What up, Anton? Bag chasers in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Great conversation. Great conversation. I forgot I had the applause. shout out to you. And my boy, Theo Coop.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
All these dang Detroiters up in here today. Boy, they better look out for us. Don't they know better? The last thing that they should have did was let Detroit take over YouTube just like we taking over hip-hop. That's the last thing they should have did. Shout out to you for the $50. He said Detroit is in the building. Yes, sir. I need to get a Detroit drop. I don't have a drop for our own city. I need to get a Detroit drop. Definitely. Oh, I guess that is the drop.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
All right. Shout out to you, Theo. I'm glad that you're here. But Theo, do me a favor in all sincerity. I'm about to put my email up. And if any of you guys need to email me about something, make sure you email me. That's my email right there. That's the email that Andrea and I use. Email if you have any questions about consultations, relocating, or vacationing in South America, hit me up. Our consultations are extremely thorough. But if you have any other questions, hit me up as well. But Theo, I need for you to hit me up, brother, because I want to interview you on the channel, A. B, I want to get this drop over to you because I always want to hear this drop on your channel because I love your sense of humor, bro. I listen to you every morning, man. I got nothing but love for you, and I appreciate your success. And Theo is on his way to 100,000 subscribers. He only got a few more thousand to go. Countdown. Yes, the final countdown. Shout out to my man Theo. So make sure you guys email if you have any questions about anything. And that's my email right there, guys. Let's go back to the super chats. Shout out to my man Jabri's in the building. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Congratulations to Anton and the Building Project. Shout out to Anton and the Building Project. I didn't know about the Building Project. There's a few things I didn't know, but I'm glad that you brought that up, man, that we can continue to lift him up and encourage him in regards to that. My man El Grim in the building. Shout out to you, brother, with the $5. What up, though?
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Another one of the Detroiters in the house. He said the West Side definitely in this thing. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brother. And also shout out to my man Timothy once again. Timothy Bright. He says time for a gray skirt. Oh, it is. So let's get ready to do a quick break. It is time for the gray. Yeah, it's time for the drink break. Let me give you guys a few seconds, and then we're going to come back to the comment section. So any comments you guys have, we're going to be dropping those down. But until then, let's get a quick break in.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg igen? Du vill ha icy little fingers. Då du vet det chalas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig, baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig, baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50, baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig, baby. finns. Vi kommer väl till min city, nej. Jag vet att det finns. Kom det är bra lives and all nights, yeah. Jag vet att jag min kör det. Skön social smart lady. Jag tvivlar det. Visa mig vad du finns, yeah.
All right, man. That little break, I love it. I love it. Shout out to Tate Channel being in the building. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Hi, everyone watching from, the Philippines. Shout out to you for being here. Do me a favor. It looks like you have a YouTube content channel. Do me a favor. I want you to shoot me an email. I would love to interview you on the show. I would love to interview you on the show. I'm going to put my email back up. I want you to send it to me. Send me an email if you are open for an interview, because I like to interview people from different parts of the world. This is called Love Crossing Borders, not just crossing border. So definitely, we like we always say, our motto of our channel, Andrea and Andrea's channel, is helping you find love across borders, or just fall in love with the borders that you cross. So definitely shoot me an email, and I would love to hear from you and schedule a interview with you. Shout out from the Philippines. Oh, yeah. Let's go back here. And Priest Brooklyn is in the building. Shout out to you. He said all travel nurses. Oh, I remember we were talking about the travel nurses. Yeah, that could be problematic with relationships with them. Let's see. Let's scroll down to some of the comments. Let me start from the bottom. I'll start from the bottom now. We're here. We'll go our way up. Work our way up to the top. I'll start from the bottom right now because there's so many comments. Let me scroll down. Yeah, we are missing Kevin Samuels. R.I.P. to the best that did it. The best that did it. All right, there we go. Good morning to Gil and Night. Good morning, Mr. Guap. I saw you in here earlier. Good morning to you. Say I'm definitely going to work on learning my Espanol and Japanese. Yeah, that's my goal. Like I said, after I get done with the live stream, I'm going to take my 30 minutes to study my my Spanish. I've got the Pimsleur, so I'm going to be doing the Pimsleur. Shout out to Charles. Charles says, Andre, yeah, go ahead and do the Saturday morning interviews. That sounds like it's good. This was fun. This was fun. We got almost 300 people still here. Click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys subscribe to what Beautiful Gil at Night has just said, to the Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. And ma'am, make sure that you email me so we can schedule an interview with you. I would love to. Make sure that you drop your channel link into the live stream as well, so we can subscribe to your channel in regards to the Philippines as well and learn a little bit more about what's taking place out there. Shout out to my man Timothy. He said twice a month is a good idea on Saturdays. Cool, we'll do it like that. And my man Larry Perry's in the building. He said, Andre, I would not recommend a Saturday morning. What? We got somebody saying not recommend Saturday morning live stream because you are always on for Friday nights and Sunday nights. You need to rest your voice. That's true. And conserve your strength. This is true. But this was going to happen, Larry. I was thinking about that while we were on break, right? I was thinking that being more disciplined with a 2-hour to 3-hour live stream on Friday night Drink in Hand will cause me not to do the 6-7 hour. Y'all know how I am. I'll do a 6 or 7 hour live stream like it's nothing. And I don't need to do that. So knowing that I have a live stream coming up on a Saturday morning will cause me to be a little bit more disciplined and narrow down Friday night Drinks in Hands to like a 3-hour, 2-hour live stream like we did last night. I got a really good night's sleep just because we had a shorter live stream. So I think that in the long run, it's going to help me out, and it helped me rest my throat overnight, because we're actually scheduling my surgery just for you guys that don't know, I've got like a little lump that sometimes school teachers get and public speakers get when they talk a lot. And so I have that. And so they're going to be doing laser surgery to take that little lump out. But it's nothing major. We already went to the doctor for it. They're just scheduling the surgery, the little laser surgery. He said, get on your purpose, find direction. Yes. Stand on your square. That's what Anton says. Stay on your square, guys. Definitely. You want to do that. Magna's in the building. Shout out to you, Maga. Maniac is in here. Shout out to you, brother, for being here. Saturday morning with Chef Dre. We're cooking it on Saturday mornings. Art of Joey is in the building. That's a new name. I hope you subscribe. All you new guys and ladies, make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can continue to grow this family together. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to you. Yes, sir. Make sure. Hey, Joey, if that's your channel, he said, I have a loaf channel. Make sure you drop the link so we can subscribe to it. Any of you content creators right now, drop your links so we can subscribe to your channels. We can't support you if we don't have your channel links. So make sure that you drop the link that we can click on. And if this is the link, so be it. And I'm glad that you dropped it, Joey. My man Mike M in the building. Brazil Carnival as also Brazil, Barranquilla, Colombia. Yep, 2024. Hey, man, listen. Mike, if you hit both of those, man, you doing big. Because both of those are in the same month. You doing big. If a person can hit Brazil Carnival in February and then also hit the Barranquilla Carnival, you doing it big. Because the Brazilian Carnival is the world's largest, not only the world's largest carnival, but it's also the world's largest Portuguese-speaking carnival. The one in Barranquilla, Colombia, is the world's largest Latin-speaking carnival or festival. So, yeah. Those are two major hitters. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man Treas. I hope I got that. Treas. I hope I got that correct, brother. If I got it wrong, blame it on my head, not my heart. Morning show, Anton Daniels. Yes, sir, kind sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And Black Seinfeld is in the building. He said, great show, bro. We're trying our best. We're doing our best. That's all we're trying to do is our best. Shout out to my man, or I don't know if is that my man? 2888 in the building. Yes, sir. Appreciate you being here. I like that vroom. I like that. Shout out Pearly Things. Shout out Pearly Thing. I don't know. Okay. You funny, man. My man Dave is in the building once again. He says Saturday Live would be good when you can. Okay, cool. So we'll do Saturdays. We'll do a Saturday like every other Saturday. Russell says this. He says that if some Leslie fans are in the chat, tell them Crybaby, loser. He is finna have to retire without 6 rings. See, you got me lost on this one. I'll tell you why. Because there's so much that happens in the United States that when you guys put stuff in the comments, a person from the States will understand it sometime, but I won't get the joke because a lot of stuff that happens in the States, I cut that umbilical cord a while. I mean, I still keep up with what's going on in the States because of politics and our political channels, but some of the, the pop culture things or sometimes with the sports, I wouldn't know. So I didn't get that one, but shout out to you for being here, Mr. Russell. I appreciate you being here. My uncle's in the building. Shout out to Jeffrey Ghostface.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with them Detroit boys. He said, yes, indeed, for the Saturday morning stream. All right. Shout out to you. Okay, we'll start setting up Saturday morning streams. Definitely. I look forward to you being. It's countdown for you too, Jeffrey. Oh yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, it's countdown for you too. You be here in a couple weeks as well, hanging out. Andrea's family looking forward to meeting you too. They're really looking forward to meeting you. He said, yes, that would be a powerful show. Okay, great, on Saturdays. Great, we'll do it like that then. Shout out to the Dirty South. Shout out to the Dirty South.
What you really know about the dirty South? What you really know about the dirty South?
And my boy is in the building, Sean D. Upshaw.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
That's my boy. That's the brother that got me into what I'm doing right now. All this public speaking and platforms and podcasts. Now YouTube, Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. Shout out to all you guys that are watching from Facebook and Rumble. My bad. Shout out to all you out there that are watching right now. And I appreciate you being here. But all this started with being on when Sean D. Upshaw invited me on his podcast way back when. And he said, hey, I want you to be one of the speakers. And every week we would have this show called Grown Folks Talk. And the next thing you know, it just, when the opportunity for YouTube came, all the training that I had from Grown Folks Talk with Sean is what I apply today. So shout out to Sean D. Upshaw. That's a brother that I love. That's my family right there. Them Dallas boys. Let me see if I do I gotta drop for the. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, there we go.
Now what y'all know about the Texas boys coming down to Candy Toys?
Yeah, them Texas boys. Shout out to you guys. Blessed for success. I like that. I like that title right there. Shout out to you for being here as well as Know Your. That's a good title. Know Your Sound. I like that. Yeah, that would be great. A Saturday show. Man, wow. I like that name. You guys be coming up with some good YouTube titles, man. A Sower of Seed is in the building. Yes, sir. Give and it shall be given unto you. Yes, it is. Great interview. I appreciate you, brother, being here. I appreciate you. Let's scroll it up a little bit more. La Detroit or LA Detroit, shout out to you for being here. Them LA/Vegas is in the building. Hey, I'm glad that the Raiders did a little bit better toward the end of the season. I was proud of our Vegas Raiders. Shout out to them. And shout out to you being here. I like that photo. I like to see good couples. Grand Rapids, Michigan is in the building.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Michigan is representing today. The 616 is in the house with the 313ers. Oh, man, I feel blessed among men. Blessed among men. And Orlando, yes. Shout out to them Florida boys. Man, I loved Orlando. I used to live in Winter Haven, Orlando. I was about to move to Champions Gate, right outside of Disney. And if anybody knows about Orlando, Kissimmee area, shout out to Kissimmee, which is nothing but Little Puerto Rico. But shout out to Kissimmee, which Disney is located. And shout out to Disneyland, shout out to Disney World, as well as the Epcot Center area, as well as downtown Disney. You talk about some good eating and some enjoying yourself during this time of the year. Downtown Disney is, yes, guys, Disney is so big that in Orlando, it has its own downtown. It's got its own area codes, plural. For all of you guys that think about Disney World or Park, there's a whole city that's Disney. So shout out to that area. Let's go. Passport Models in the building representing. Let's do it. Let's get it in. Make sure you email me, ma'am. Make sure you email me. I think I got everybody. Oh, Jason's in the building. Shout out to you, Jason, for being here, man. I appreciate that. Jason's representing, man. Them 313 boys.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with us. You know how them Detroiters do. You know how those Detroiters do. We gonna get you and then
Oprah coming next. Once I establish this as a place of truth, oh yeah.
You stupid, bro. You say thumbnail looking like Umar Johnson. No snow bunny in my garden. Umar, shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, man, who's actually man, Umar is just as much of a passport bro as the rest of us. I know he need to stop faking. If you saw the video of Dr. Umar when he was in DR, Dominican Republic, the Dominican, look at these beautiful Dominican women. They are African. They are African. They are African. Like, yeah, the first ships landed in the Dominican Republic. They've been dealing with the indentured servitude longer than anybody on this side of the world. So yeah, they are African, Umar. They are African. All right, let's see what else we have in here. Alyssa's in the building. Alyssa Little. Shout out to Alyssa being in the building. I appreciate you. Alyssa said he's right. He is absolutely correct. Talking about Anton. And let me see if I get this correct. The Nistar. Did I get that correct? If I did it, if I said it wrong, if I said it wrong, blame it on my head and not my heart. Shout out to you for being here, and peace unto you as well. And you said so you throwing terms out there. I need to write that down. Anytime I get a chance to learn a new word that I hadn't seen before. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Oh, sometimes your brain takes a second to kick in when you turn 56. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism to you as well. Oh, we got my man Barry in the building. Shout out to you. Yes, sir. Thanks for you being here as well. Let me scroll back down a little. We got IQ in the building. Oh, man. You know what that means. We got IQ in the building. That also means we got...
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything with nothing.
Shout out to you, IQS, being in the building. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you being here in such a way. Thank you very much. Very much. Let me scroll right here. Let me make sure I'm getting everybody. We got IQ. Once again, we got Jay Fleming. Jay said, great show. Great show. I think we've gotten everybody from... Oh, see, there we go. Let me scroll back down for a second. Season Swag is in the building, representing. Anton, way to vibe with your princess. Talk about his daughter. Much respect. You got to respect that, true. He takes his daughter around the world with him. He takes his wife around the world. That's how me and Andrea are. I don't... This is the funny part. Andrea and I... You would think that a guy taking his wife around the world or to other countries, that you would be like, you'll get there like, oh man, these sexy ladies here, these sexy ladies there. Dude, I spend more time laughing at guys seeing Andrea, because it's amazing how people have never seen a Colombian woman. So when you go somewhere, it's just like this big, like, it's crazy. Men and women love conversing with Andrea and spending time with Andrea. He's Colombian. Can I talk to your wife? The ladies just want to converse with her. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And my man Betty TV is in the building. He said YouTube has to promote your channel, or your Chanel channel too. Yes. They choose. Yes, sir. That's the one thing about being a content creator. He's absolutely correct. And Anton said this. This is the number one thing. Content is king, but consistency is just as much a ruler. If you are a content creator, you must be consistent. If you're going to drop on Wednesday nights, drop on Wednesday night. If it's at 6 o'clock, I know the last time you dropped, it did great. Then the second time you dropped, it did great. And you dropped at 6 o'clock the third time, it didn't do so good. Next time, drop at 6 o'clock again. All your videos will not do as good as the first ones. So don't get caught up that, oh man, my first two did good at 6 o'clock, but my third one didn't. I'm gonna start doing it at 4 o'clock. Don't do that. Your audience is I'm gonna tell you how important being consistent is as a YouTuber from the audience perspective. Before I did YouTube, some of you guys have heard this story. I would come home from work when I was on monk mode. I hadn't met my wife yet. I had already broken up with my lady friend that I was telling you about. And I'd come home, I'd be cooking, and I knew that I could turn on either Ace Live, Marwa, or Tailor Made Dreams. I hadn't watched television. My television just sitting there. I wasn't watching television. All I want to be encouraged by men that were traveling. I could care what was going on television. Care less. That's how important you guys are as content creators. There are people like me that come home from a hard day's work, and I expect that if you drop your videos at 6 o'clock every day, that's a part of my routine. I turn my phone on and I would look at Tailor Made Dreams and enjoying his life in Dominican Republic. And I'm going to say, I'm telling myself, someday I'm going to be like that. That's going to be my life living outside the United States. And the only people I had to encourage me was not on ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and so forth. It was you YouTubers that got me here. I'll say that again. That's how important consistency with your content is. There are people, we have a channel, Mostly Money, as many of you know. Thank you, babe, for the coffee. Our average viewer, 65-year-old women, 65-year-old white women. We got almost 127,000 subscribers on that channel. Those white women expect to see your boy at 6 o'clock every day, talking about Social Security, talking about politics, talking about finance around the United States. They expect it, just like I expected Tailor Made Dreams to be there for me as my outlet, Ace Live as my outlet, Marwa as my outlet when I got off work. Sometimes we forget how important we are to our audience. And so we kind of play around with the times because we want to go viral with every video. Stop that. I could depend on Anton Daniels late at night, guaranteed, while I'm editing. Guaranteed. I know that his team or panelists are going to be there, or he'll be there. I can depend on Anton in the morning with the Millionaire Show, the Millionaire Mindset Show. Guaranteed is going to drop at that particular time period unless he has something that he needs to do. We all depended on Kevin Samuels at a certain time. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we already knew, all 12, 13,000 of us knew what we were going to be watching. That's how important. That will blow your channel up faster than anything. Patience and your consistency for your audience, because your audience depends on you more than they depend on their 70-inch television that's on their walls. I just want to encourage you guys who are content creators out there. You are very, very important. Yes, sir. And YouTube will promote you guys once you are consistent. Yes, sir. Theo Coop. Theo is my morning dude. If I'm not watching Anton, Theo, Angry Man in the morning, something wrong. I'm watching Theo while I'll be here in Colombia, going for my morning walk, laughing my tail off, watching Theo. That's why I be telling you dudes, if you work in a cubicle like I did, man, y'all need to be listening to Theo or Angry Man or Anton in the morning. I'm telling you, even though I just represented 3 Detroit dudes, I just realized that. Shout out to the Detroiters in YouTube. But you guys need to be listening to these brothers, man. They will make your morning go by. It'll be lunch break by the time you get done laughing at some of the amazing and funny things that Theo does in the morning. So shout out to Theo as well as Anton, as well as Angry Man, them Detroit boys.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channels. Make sure you also, speaking of Cash App, shout out to my man KMO in the building for the he says for the epic collab here for the $10 super chat. I mean Cash App. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. All right, guys. I think I got everybody down here so far. I didn't get Jay. Shout out to Jay being in here. Oh yeah. Shout out to Theo. Hey Jay, if you got a channel, drop the link, man, to your channel. Some of you guys have some really good channels, but you haven't dropped your link. Some of you guys, I kid you not. You want to know how I find you? You subscribe to the channel, and then it'll show who recently subscribed in the last 90 days. It'll show it to me in the studio, and I'll see that person has a channel, and I'll click it. And a lot of you guys, I subscribe to your channel because it shows me who just subscribed to our channel. And some of you guys I'm going to be setting up interviews with because I discovered your content. And I was like, man, that's wow. There's a brother I'm about to hit up this afternoon with a great channel on how to clean up your credit. You think I'm not going to hit that brother up so when guys or ladies want to travel to another country that you can get the best credit cards because your credit is cleaned up? So I'll be hitting that brother up. And I discovered him because he's subscribed to the channel. And I started watching his content. Yeah. So a lot of times I follow you guys. Let me scroll back to the bottom. And let me make sure that I haven't missed any Cash Apps. Because I know Timothy was the last one. Let me switch chats. Grover's in the building. Shout out to you, Grover. He said, let me support just a little. Grove. Oh, okay, cool. I know exactly where you are. Shout out to you, man. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. You guys got a great channel, too. Hey, make sure that you guys drop your link because I'm always watching your channel. Yeah. I'm glad that you're here once again. Michael Williams with the $5. Mike says, I didn't get the last part of after your name, Mike. He said, I've been in the Philippines and I'm going back to be with my future Aswa. Let's see if I got it. Did I get it right, Mike? Aswa, did I get it right? Let me know. Hey, I love when I see guys have found somebody that they're serious with and that person is serious about you and you build that transition that you're going back and forth. That's how I did it. That's exactly how I mean, Andrea was doing video chats every single day after I went back to the States. So if I wasn't doing video chats with, I would watch Taylor Made Dreams, Ace and Marwa, and I would get done eating, get done watching their shows, and then I would, Andrea and I would go live. I'm not live, but video chats until, we both went to sleep. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with having somebody in another country, man. That's what Love Crossing Borders is all about. Finding love in other countries, as well as for you individuals that are back in the States as well. Growth Talk. Hey. Kofe's in the building. Shout out to you. He said, I know you're speaking in general, but as a YouTuber, You're speaking directly to me. You've been giving me advice for, you say it like that, for the last 2 weeks. Thank you. Shout out to you, brother. Also, hashtag survive Cartagena. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, man. They doing a lot of, they shutting down a lot of bars and a lot of clubs in Cartagena. You thought they changed Sosua over. Man, they are shutting down. It was one club, Delirium got shut down first. Now, they are shutting down. You will not be doing your little tomfoolery in Cartagena, Colombia. They are serious. Man, you know how much money them ladies are losing. Shout out to you with the $10 cash app super chat. Shout out to you, brother. But yeah, man, they are serious down there. Hey, do me a favor. Make sure you drop the link to your channel so everybody can subscribe. Man, you always got some good content. Always do great show. Always does a great show, man. A lot of you guys that I'm talking about, I'm fans of your shows, man. I'm really a true fan. Like, I look at you guys work consistently. So that's why I say drop the link, guys. He said, Andre, I guess that you need to stay away from Medellin. And he said, I guess we need to stay from Medellin and Cartagena. No, actually, now you can go to Medellin. Maria, because at one point in time, Cartagena. Okay, here's the story. Guys would go to be in Sosua, Dominican Republic, getting a party on with the pay for play. Okay, we talking grown folk talk. They be doing the pay for play, right? And then once they start, they start cutting down on prostitution. You can be a prostitute in Sosua as much as it was at one point in time. Dudes who start looking around was the new spot. So they went to Cartagena, Colombia. It's a beach city. It's beautiful. It's historical. You got a lot more connections. So now you don't even have just Dominican women. You got Venezuelan women, sexy Colombianas, Ecuadorian women, women from all over, Brazilian women from all over South America. And plus, Cartagena gets 3.5 million tourists every year. So it's really a touristy city. But then dudes came down on their effery, acting childish, acting stupid like they did in Sosua, and they start getting drugged, robbed, and deleted. Pookie and Ray Ray messed it up for everybody. You know how it was back in the States. We all be at the club hollering at a beautiful lady. You ready to get her phone number. She ready to get yours. All of a sudden, a fight break out on the other side of the club. Her girls go running out, and you forgot to get the phone number. Because of these fools, because Pookie and Ray Ray got in a fight on the other side of the club. It's the same thing. Pookies and Ray Ray still do the exact same thing. They messed the fun up for everybody. So now Cartagena and Medellin are, because so many Pookies and Ray Rays have gotten deleted and robbed and scopolamine, meaning drugged. And the rest of us, the other 1.7 million that visit Medellin, nothing happens to them. The other 3.5 million that visit Cartagena, nothing happens to them. But the Pookies and the Ray Rays, who got to throw money off the balconies in the air, messed it up for everybody. So now the clock tower area where dudes used to go to get the prostitutions, all that is clean. Have you guys seen the clock tower area lately? Now, the clock tower, just in case you guys are wondering, is one of the most historic areas in Colombia. Let's go back a little bit of history. Cartagena was the New York Stock Exchange of the slave trade. I'll say that again. Cartagena, Colombia, not the United States. United States only got 400,000 slaves shipped to it. That's it, out of the 25, 30 million. United States only got 4% of all slaves. Just in case you guys ever wonder, because in the States, you think that we got them all. No, 4%. That's it. Dominican Republic and Haiti got more slaves shipped in and out the United States than the United States got. You just got 400,000 guys. But the New York Stock Exchange, where you came to negotiate for the ships, was Cartagena, Colombia. So they went to Cartagena, and there was a giant clock tower where all the negotiations. It's kind of crazy because that's the same area where bodies were being purchased today. Okay, so they went to the clock tower. I want 5 ships. I want 10 ships. Blah 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 blah. And that's how it happened in Cartagena, right? Fast forward into modern times. That's where all the prostitutes would come under the clock tower. So you see all these beautiful, gorgeous women from all of South America selling their wares, ladies of the night. And they got rid of the new mayors, because all throughout Colombia, the way Colombia votes is they had their election a couple of months ago, but the new mayors come in, the new governors come in at the beginning of the year, January 1st, after the election. So all the new mayors decided to get together of all the major cities and said, we're going to put an end to how people see Colombia in prostitution, because all these foreigners coming here and they're getting deleted. All these men coming here, they're getting drugged and they're getting robbed. We got to do something about it. So Medellin and Cartagena and Cali and all these. Now, does it still happen? Periodically now. But they're slowly but surely. Remember, it's only February, but they're cleaning it up. You go to the clock tower now, they got a blow-up movie screen with chairs everywhere. And families are out there looking at movies now. Late at night in Cartagena. They're trying to make changes. In Medellin, they're making changes. Parque Aires is not going to be the Parque Aires where you guys go down there and get prostitutes as easy. Now they're moving the prostitutes to another location. So they're changing the red light districts because they realize that families are coming down. Remember what I said, guys. Medellin gets 1.7 million visitors a year. A lot of those are aunties, mothers, grandmothers, cousins, uncles, granddads that are coming down. And they don't care nothing about you guys coming down here trying to buy women. They do not care nothing about that. They're coming down to Medellin, whether it be for medical reasons, because it's less expensive to get better quality medical services in South America, or they're just coming down visiting people, like my Uncle Jeffrey coming down here to visit me, Ghostface. Or they want to relocate to South America. So not everybody of the 1.7 million people that go to Medellin is coming down for the ladies. And the tourism is being impacted because most of the news and the U.S. Embassy is talking about that little small, less than 1% of people that come down here for the ladies. Less than 1% of you guys go to Medellin for the ladies. I'll say it again. Less than 1% go to Medellin for the ladies. But if you look at YouTube, it's everybody. That's all black men. That's not true. Same thing with Cartagena. Of the 3.5 million people that went to Cartagena, Colombia last year, less than 1% go for partying. People come for weddings. People come for vacation. People come to visit people. People just want to see the beauty of Cartagena, Colombia. Some people come because they come in groups. There are so many black family or black groups come down here to Cartagena. Why? Why do people come down here to Cartagena for Black history? First of all, remember what I said? Cartagena was the New York Stock Exchange of the slave trade. So there's a lot of Black history down here in Cartagena, Colombia. Secondly, not even an hour to 2 hour away drive, the first Black town of all of the Americas, Palenque, has its tours. So Black people come from all over the world to go to the first free Black, no, not in the United States, not in the Caribbean, not Haiti. Haiti was not the first Black free city, free town. Palenque, outside of Colombia, Cartagena, Colombia, a couple hours out, is where people are coming from all over the world to go see this small town. Everybody's not coming here for party girls. Less than 1%. But if you listen to YouTubers, they'll make it seem like everybody getting drugged, everybody getting robbed. No. Millions of people come here. and get back on the plane and go back home safely and learn so much Black history here in Colombia. And that's why they're cracking down on pay for play. And that's why all you guys that think that pay for play will break Colombia, you crazy. Less than 100,000 of y'all coming down here to Cartagena alone for pay for play. I'm gonna say this again. Less than 100,000 of you guys are coming down here for pay for play to Cartagena alone. 3.5 million other people are coming down here for other reasons other than pay for play. Your little few dollars are not making and breaking the economy as a pay for play dude. Don't never think that if Cartagena shut everything down, the country's going to shut down. You crazy. The number one export items outside of Colombia is this: gold, petroleum, oil, emeralds, flour, car export, as well as we all know, Colombia ranks number 5 in the world for coffee. Your little chump change for pay for play is not going to break this country. People will still come here, relocate, visit, live their lives, especially since the US dollar is still 4-1. And these are some of the most friendliest people that you will ever meet. And Colombia ranks number 22 in the world. Well, actually, they dropped down. For the World Health Organization, dropped Colombia down to number 36 in the world as the healthiest country for you to get medical. It was 22 for almost 10 years. Now it's number 36. Guess what America is? America for 10 years was number 37. Now, United States, your health care system, the hospitals that you go to, the doctors that you go to, the United States ranks number 69 of 105 countries. Ugh. America is not even the top. If you want to go to the doctor, America doesn't even rank in the top 60. Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. So a lot of people are coming down here for medical, and I meet so many of them. Some people come down here for cancer surgeries and as well as other reasons. Maria says, he said, men should go to other countries where they're beautiful, submissive women and just waiting to adore you. They are looking for their prince. This is so true. Many women were trained from childhood to be good wives. This is true in many areas of the world. I agree with you 100%. And that's the beauty of being passport bros or blue book gentlemen or expats. We can go to these other countries and explore and enjoy not only the ladies, but also the laws and the systems and the traditions of those other countries too. I agree with you 100%. No attitudes, hardworking. You selling us. Professional Nomad is in the building. Shout out to you. Professional Nomad, my wife, if she was on this live stream, okay, you spelled it right. I thought you spelled it with a U. You spelled it with 2 O's. Thank you, brother. He said, I have Juan Valdez shipped to me. Nothing better than Colombian coffee. Touche. It's kind of funny. In the United States, you know, you grew up watching Juan Valdez commercial with the dude walking with the donkey. You didn't know Juan Valdez was a real person. Like you didn't know Johnny Appleseed was a real person type of thing, right? Juan Valdez was a real person. He actually has the Juan Valdez Coffee Park. It's a theme park here in Colombia. Me and Andrea been there a couple times. It's like the Cedar Point without all the high rides, of course. They got a lot of rides, but it's like a beautiful, gorgeous location here in the middle of Colombia. It's called Parque de Café, or the Coffee Park. And it's a theme park that people come from all over the world to go to. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Yeah, and it's the Juan Valdez Coffee Park. Yep. respectful, gorgeous, beautiful bodies. You're selling it. You're selling it. Shout out to my man Black Haven in the building. Appreciate you being here. What now? Where is that? Will you say coffee is better? In Rojo. What area is that? What area of the world is that? Let me know. He said, once that you've seen the culture in Colombia, you become almost hypnotized and enjoy it so much. That's why when you get back on that plane, oh man, that's a hard ride, bro. To go back to the United States, feel miserable. How many of us have a crying story when we left a country and went back to the United States? I know guys that cry when they went back to the States from Brazil, from Southeast Asia, from Africa. I cry. I ain't gonna lie. I cry. I'm sitting up there on the airline. I'm like simply red. I'm holding back the tears. My first couple trips coming back from Colombia, man, that was hard treading. Hard treading. Oh, it's one of the Colombia regions. All right, let me write that down, brother. Thanks for letting me know. I'm always on learner mode. Salino, yes, Salino Rojo. And we always travel in the coffee region. All right, good looking out. Thanks for letting me know about that, man. Qatar is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm glad that you said that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He said when I left Asia, and we'll be there. So yeah, bruh, man, I ain't gonna even pretend like I didn't cry. Grown man in my 50s, shedding a tear or two. I gotta go back to this stressful mother. I gotta go back to this cubicle. I gotta come over the plane. Hey, is it just me, or do you be like a fiend? You be scratching yourself. Listen, I gotta come over the plane to get back up out of here, man. I can't be standing in the States like this. I got to get up out of here. I don't know what I got to do, but I got to get up out. All of a sudden, you start saving every dime. You picking quarters up off the ground. You saving anything that you can because you are getting back out the United States. Your plane ain't landed yet. You ain't been through U.S. Customs yet. Am I lying? You ain't been through U.S. Customs yet. All you know, you plotting on your own flight back to your own country. I don't know what I got to do to get back out of here. I don't know what I got to do to get back out of here. I got to get back. I got to get back out the state. I got to get back out the state. I got a passport. I got to get back. Man, listen. My friends was asking me, what's the matter? I got so quiet. I became so aloof, laid back. You know what? The French has the #1 title of the rudest people in the world. I actually watched a video on the top rudest countries in the world. France won, hand down. But we had a good time when we were there. For the most part, the people were nice. Well, me and Andrea was there. For the most part, the people were nice. But yeah, don't get me wrong. We could see if it could have went left with rudeness in France. Yes, we could have seen that. He said, you ain't lying. Yeah, man, you sit up there. You sit up there even if you got money. You plotting on how to get out of the United States for your next trip. Your passport get its own name. You looking at your passport like, stop talking to me. So what we gonna? Your passport looking at you like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna stay here in the States? What you gonna do? I just know you ain't about to put me in a drawer. If you don't put me right, you need to magnet me or stick me right on the refrigerator. You sitting up there on your flight, scrolling through your phone, looking at your photos of when you were traveling. I got to get up out of here. That was my thought. Nothing else mattered. Nothing in the world mattered anymore. I love my family. Yes. Love my friends in the States. Yes. But bruh, everything and everybody else became obsolete. I needed to get back out the United States ASAP. And if you have never traveled with your passport, I'm not talking about cruises to the Caribbean, because I did 5 cruises and I know exactly what you're talking about. But I'm talking about going to countries where you feel so appreciated and for the first time you feel like an American. And that's the American over there. Somebody's pointing to the American and I'm looking and they pointing at me like, what? I'm American? In my country, I'm black. My race. In my country, I'm African American, Afro-American, or FBA, my ethnicity. Nobody in my country ever tells me I'm a American. My nationality. And all of a sudden you leave the rest of the world, ain't nobody calling you black, but other black people, of course. But ain't nobody calling you black. Ain't nobody calling you African American. They only saying American. There's the American. Well, he's American. You can treat it differently. You looking like, so this is how white people feel, huh? Now I get it. No wonder white people don't want to live in the United States. I don't blame you. No wonder it feels good to be an American and you're white in the United States. I understand, my brethren. Now I understand what it's like to be spoiled by the fact that your nationality or who you are as a white person. I get it now, because when you are American, there are people that can stand in a long line, but soon as they find out that the American is there, they go come to the front of the line. Come to the, you're American. Come to the front. Hey guys, you got the VIP tables waiting? The American is here. All right. Hey chef, make sure that meal is great. You're cooking for the Americans. You like, oh, no wonder white. Is this white life that I'm experiencing? Shout out to my white brothers and sisters. I'm just putting it out there. That's the first time I ever, that American privilege, that's like a card, man. That's like a special credit card. Every country I've been to, man, they treat everybody else bad. But as soon as they see me, oh, but that's an American. It's different. He's different. He's completely different. He's American. You like, oh, well, okay. You're watching everybody else get slammed on the ground, not me. So yeah. You see, I got it in American. You see, I got it in China and Australia. Yeah, man. Yeah. And we sit back and think, hey, it's not fair. And just like white people, like, hey, that's not fair that you're doing this to black people, but I'm white. Who am I to dip in? It's the same thing when you go to other countries as a black person. Hey, you're abusing those black people. But hey, I'm American. Who am I to dip in? It's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Charles. Charles says, I'm dipping the conversation between you two guys. My bad. Shout out to my man IBN Global in the building. He said, that's the truth. Outside of America, we are just Americans. Ain't nobody talking about my race. It's almost appreciated. It's like, you're with a black guy? He's American. Oh, okay. That's different. You're like, okay. Zeta said, I have a friend who thought that I was depressed, thought I was depressed from Colombia. After I came back, he didn't realize that the trip didn't make me depressed. It was the return. Preach. You ain't never lied. Cause that's how I was looking, man. I'm all at work looking all sad. And how was your trip? You know, it was all right. You won't understand. So no use of me getting excited by telling you the trip. You won't understand unless you go. And the whole time people will be talking to me at lunch. I'm plotting. I'm driving home from work. I'm plotting. You know how people be plotting so they can rob a bank? Man, I'm plotting to plan my next trip outside the United States. It is so addictive. Good food in other countries, addictive. Friendly people in other countries, addictive. Femininity in other countries is so addictive. The healthcare, the system, the friendliness of the police. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, they ain't bothering you. They're willing to take photos with you. It's addictive. The family dynamic and how close they are, that is addictive. You getting back on that plane, boy, you like, man, I'm used to being around families. I'll give you a perfect example. Perfect example. Andrea and I were apartment hunting. Our taxi driver, we had like large bills. We didn't have any change. And so he said, don't worry, guys. When you get done going to all the apartments I'm taking you to, you can pay me afterward. I'm like, what? In the States, they'd be like, man, we going to a store to break all these big bills. Down here in Colombia, I asked somebody, and this is like my first and second trip. I asked somebody for directions. And instead of pointing to where the location was, he was like, oh, don't worry, I'll take you. And in Medellin, it just walked me, like, it was like a 5-minute walk that we talked, and he walked me to the location. Fast forward, I'm back in the United States, right? And some of you guys heard me tell a story. There was an old sister in one of those Walmart cart wheelchairs, right? You know, wheelchairs that Walmart has that's plugged up, and you see people riding around the cart. And the older lady, she was asking, excuse me, ladies, do you know where the makeup area is? And sisters would just walk past her. Excuse me, would you happen to? And all the other white girls, Latin girl, everybody walking past this lady. And I'm seeing it as I'm walking. I walk up to the lady. And I say, excuse me, ma'am, I can show you where the makeup section is because I just walked past it. Follow me and I'll take you there. Where did I learn that from? Where did I learn not to just point to where something is, but to take somebody there? Outside of the United States is where I learned that. I learned how to treat people like people, no matter what age, outside of the United States. So when I got back to the United States, treating people like people was a habit. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. That lady was just, excuse me, man. Excuse me. Excuse me, lady. Would you? And everybody just thoroughly ignoring this woman just walking around her. And I just did what Colombians would do. I walked her to her destination as she followed me in her little cart. So yeah, it's addictive. Good behavior, femininity, men walking in their fullness of their masculinity. It's addictive. Seeing that is addictive. Healthy foods, it's addictive. Shout out to my man Jamar. He said, I don't hear folks talking about Puerto Rico as much. Puerto Rico is really United States. So it's really nice. I got a lot of Puerto Rican friends. It's really nice. And then you got Puerto Rico had like those back-to-back hurricane incidences. So they're still on the rebuilding stage, even though they got a lot developed there. Shout out to my man down in the building. He says, talk to the policewoman in Hong Kong with the red band on our arms. Yeah, you can just sit back and just converse with the police like it's nothing. There is no, yes, get away from me. I'm a police officer. I'm like, shout out to my man Drew J in the building of Drew's World. He said, laughing because I felt the same way after leaving Colombia and Panama. I love Panama. And Panama. Literally plotting while listening to your live right now. Dude, my life was consumed. I think that's why I used to come home and listen to Taylor Made Dreams, Marwa, and Ace Live, because my whole life I didn't care nothing about sports anymore. I watched sports, but I didn't care at that time period for like a good year. I missed 2 NFL. I never missed the NFL season. I missed 2 NFL seasons. I didn't care nothing about it. All I cared about was travel. That was it. I didn't want to be bothered with no women in the state, not because the women in the states weren't feminine or nice or friendly. It was because what I experienced outside the United States could not compare, like Anton was saying, compare to what I normally saw in the United States. And a lot of times you will hear women think that we're attacking. We're not, ladies. We're speaking a fact. As soon as the sisters were going and using their passports, they basically were saying, okay, let's put it like this. There are plenty of TikTok videos complaining about men going to other countries looking for wives, girlfriends, and things like that. Have you ever seen a TikTok video where women in the United States said, these women over here ain't all that feminine and friendly? I was over there. They wasn't smiling. They wasn't happy. They wasn't helpful. They didn't meet their men at the airport. Have you ever seen a video that said that? Not one. They can sit back and criticize us all day long. But not one video has ever surfaced and said that the women in other countries are not as feminine as we say they are. Not one has ever said that they aren't as traditional as we said that they are. Not one video have you ever seen where somebody said they went to Thailand and the women weren't as attractive, or came to Colombia or Brazil and said they ain't all that. Not one video have any female from the States ever posted as she went to all these other countries and said, they ain't all that. They not really as traditional as these guys are saying. They're not friendly. They don't smile like they say that they're smiling. They've never denied it, have they? All the things that we say about the other women in the other countries is true. Because if it was a lie, you know, sisters in the States and white girls in the States would have blasted it and put it out there by now. Not one video has ever surfaced on any platform saying what we say about other women in other countries is a lie. It's all true. For all you guys that haven't traveled to other countries and you think that we just talking to be talking, ask your aunties and cousins, your females that have traveled to other countries. Ask them about how women act in other countries. And you'll see everything that we've ever said about these ladies is absolutely the truth. And that's what busts these women in the States upside the head, because they can't deny that. And for all you other content creators, you can use that little tip that I just mentioned. Shout out to my man Growth, back in the building once again. He said, I know that you're speaking in... Oh, I already read that one. Shout out to you, brother, for being here again. Murphy's in the building. Stuggy Murphy says this. He said, good job to the mayor of Cartagena. Yes, sir. You clean that up. Those American folks go there and overpaid price to pros. Yes, they did. And turned them into greedy monsters. Yes, they did. Dude, I'm not even a pay-for-play type dude. But when I came here to Colombia, it was 60,000 pesos. If you wanted you a hot chick that was like, she looked like she would be a 9 in the States or an 8, 60,000 pesos is like $17.50. The women in Cartagena, in DR, or in Southeast Asia, they didn't mess the price up. All you dudes that sit up there giving these extra tips. How much is it, baby? Well, my service is only 60,000 pesos. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna give you 100, girl, because I'm balling like that. Here's 100,000. What the? And then the next guy get off the plane. She looks at him like, how much? 100,000 pesos. Well, my other partner said it was 60,000. Yeah, it used to be 60, but since you got some dumb Pookies and Ray Ray that want to come down here and pay me extra, yeah, it's 100,000, player. Then when it got to 100,000, some clown was kicking out 200,000 pesos. And now in Colombia, they just ask y'all for dollars. $100, $200. They don't even use pay. They in DR, they're not using pesos no more. They're like, yeah, $50. That'd be $75. All because y'all dudes don't know how to act like you got some sense with your money. And then you wonder why the women back in the United States are laughing at y'all. He's 100% correct. They created greedy monsters. The ladies became greedy because the dudes were over tipping. Shout out to Timothy once again with the $2 dolly. He said North Carolina barbecue and slaw in Colombia. What do you think, Andre? Colombia is not a barbecue country, but I think you would do good with a lot of expats. That's what I really do. We need more. For example, in Cartagena, there are very few American-ish restaurants for Americans to enjoy their cuisine. In Medellin, you have a Sweet Georgia Cafe and Sweet Georgia's Bar and Grill. So he cooks American-style food, and it's healthy as well. So he cooks American-style food. So you can go there, get your macaroni, cheese, and greens on. You could be soppy with your finger with some cornbread, right? But we need more than just one location. And the few Colombian restaurants that are American, they're looking at the hamburger. They're looking at American steaks. But they don't have that American recipe or how we do it. It's just called a steak because Americans eat it. It's called a hamburger, American hamburger, because it has American cheese on it. So, Timothy, to bring down a barbecue spot down here, I would go to a tourist city like Cartagena or Medellin. I wouldn't do it in Cali. I wouldn't do it in Bogota. I would do it in Cartagena or Medellin. I kid you not. I wouldn't do it in the hood. I would do it in. I would pull my resources together and get a really nice spot in a safe area of Cartagena or Medellin, because a lot of tourists are going to come your way, no matter what race, color, creed. But as far as locals, Colombians don't eat barbecue like that. And they don't know nothing about barbecue sauce like we know about it. But that's really good. Good idea. Shout out to my man, Professional Nomad, once again. Yep, Juan Valdez is really good. My man Tevin in the building once more with the love. Shout out to you, brother. And love W. Shout out to you again, brother. He says shout out and much love again from Alabama, them Southern boys. Andre, he's a question. What is your take on Jamaica, and if Jamaican women are traditional? No, they aren't. That's not me saying it. That's our girl who's Chantel Simone. And I've heard other guys that have dated Jamaican women. They say that they are just as modern as women that are on the mainland in the States. Chantel Simone has said that a couple times. And shout out, make sure you guys subscribe to her channel. Great island girl. She lives in I believe, Texas right now. And she said, do not get fooled by thinking that because we're island women that we're not traditional, that we're not a handful. We are a handful. So if you want to be able to, and then come on, guys, we already know. Let's be real. Ever since I was a teenager, everybody said don't be dating a Jamaican woman because they crazy. The intimacy is amazing, but outside the bedroom, they crazy. In Detroit, they say, hey, messing with a Jamaican girl, she gonna cut you. So we've been hearing this our whole life about our Jamaican sisters. No offense, but that's what we used to say, Jamaican sisters. Don't blame me. I'm not inventing this. I'm just saying when I was a kid, that's what they used to tell us. As I got older to my older years and dating women from different parts of the world, they used to tell, don't date Jamaican women. Why? Because you're gonna get cut. They'll cut you. I didn't invent it. And when I moved to Cleveland, shout out to Cleveland, they said that too. I used to hang out in the Jamaican and reggae clubs. Y'all keep y'all drinks strong in the clubs, in Jamaican clubs. When I moved down to Tampa, it was the same thing. Everybody was saying, you want to mess with a Jamaican girl? Okay. Be ready for the battle royale. Yeah. He say no mess or else them bust your ass. Yeah, for real. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. That's what I heard. That's what I ain't. Hey, naughty. It ain't like I invented it, brother. It's not like I invented it. That's what I heard. Ross Clot. For real, man. For real. Have I ever dated a Jamaican? Oh, man, wow. I'm going to ask. Have I ever, let me put it like this, because I know me. I've only had 4 girlfriends. Have I ever been intimate? 98% of women I was with were just for intimacy. Have I ever been intimate with a Jamaican chick? The fact that I got to think about it is sad. I haven't. I've been with a lot of island women, but I have not been with a woman, a sister from, from Jamaica. You know, there's one of the few women that slipped past. Shout out to my man Barry in the building again. Yeah, man, they serious. I've been with women from the Bahamas. I've dated a couple sisters from DR. Haven't done Jamaica. I've dated a couple Costa Rican women. He said is on a tier 2 to 3 as in crime saw. Let me look over here. As a crime saw it on the news. Yeah. Oh, you saw it on the news. Yeah. It's crazy out there, man. He said, yes, facts. Jamaican women are crazy. Crazy Kiri. He says, as a Jamaican, he said, they are worse than American. You say they are only good in Jamaica. Once they cross borders, and leave them alone. Wow. You heard it right there, and we heard from Vroom as well. He said, I had a cute Jamaican coworker who was a nurse. A white dude wifed her up, and she cooled off. Oh, she's cool as cool AF. I'm trying to curb my profanity, guys. That's cool. But we don't know what the white brother is going through that married her. But maybe she is the good one. You know, not everybody fits the stereotype of no matter what country. Well, I'm dipping in the conversation. He say, love island girls, but got to be careful with Jamaican women. And I haven't been. Oh, I have been with the Haitian. Yeah. Shout out to her. Yeah. Nasty. Ooh, girl, you was nasty. I'm going to tell your mama. Haitian women, beautiful indeed, but be careful. Be careful. They are indeed westernized. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Haitian chick was the first woman that I've been with where I discovered flakiness. I didn't know what flakiness was until I was with a Haitian chick. And I was like, girl, you funny style. Observing the facts in the building. So we're all in agreement when it comes to certain island women. Timmy King been showing love all day, man. You just becoming the sponsor of the day. I appreciate that, brother. He said, leave my island women alone. He say, Only us local residents can bust them open and have them made me have me make a to-go plate. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I'm mad at you, brother. Now, that's the one thing I can say. With the Haitian chick, she did cook for your boy. I just remember. She did cook a lot. She did cook a lot for your boy. Larry Perry says, Andre, as a Jamaican, another Jamaican testimony. He said, I can tell you that the Jamaican woman is not traditional. This confirmation is coming from more than one person. He says, I'm from Connecticut. That's where my ex is from. And we have the second largest Jamaican population in the United States. That's why y'all dudes putting a hurt on the Jamaicans. They ain't done nothing wrong. They ain't done nothing wrong. I'm about to put an end to this live stream. We've been here for like 3 hours and a half. And I know we got more and more comments to read, guys. Let me make sure I hit all the super chats. I think I did. There we go. Shout out to you guys. I've hit all the cash apps as well. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I got some things I need to do. I got a brother that's in town that I said I'm going to meet up with him. We're going to have lunch. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to drop this video. I'm going to break this video into parts so others who hadn't got a chance to see it, they'll be able to see it throughout the up and coming weeks. This is great content with our brother Anton Daniels. Shout out to you. I'll talk to you guys later. And if you send me an email, I'm going to be responding to that today. Shout out to you guys. I'm out of here. Once again, this is Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders.